The inseparable duo, Jabs and Ice Ice Ice, joined from rivals Mineski this season. And this team wasted no time in taking over the Southeast Asian region. Unbeaten in the regional qualifiers for King's Cup and the Kuala Lumpur Major, the stage is set for them to continue their epic run. But will they find glory on home turf? Fnatic. This unusual team is a blend of Europe, Asia, and North America, whose third-place finish in the NA Regionals for the Major turned heads. Originally called March Out of the Army as a tribute to their new captain, they built on their early success to place second in WSOE in Las Vegas last month. But Kuala Lumpur is their biggest challenge yet. J-Storm.
Two down, two to go. TNC and VG Gaming already moved forward here from the lower bracket round 2, and 2 more teams will join them tomorrow for another match from their hotel before moving on to the arena. Best of 3s though, at least that is going to be a comfort for some of the teams here. We're going to move into our first match, or rather third match. First match for me and also for Gods, who's on the panel together with Trent and Bulldog. And yeah, we're going to move into Fnatic versus J-Storm. It should be a really good match. We've got some nice, former teammate stories going on there. Gods, initial thoughts on this match? Because it seems like it might be a pretty even one.
Yeah, hard to say. Fnatic, I think a lot of people had high expectations of them coming in. Thought they'd be one of the top teams here, but haven't really delivered, haven't played amazing. They got top 2 in a easy group other than LGD being there. Like, they got crushed by LGD, but then it was like, the other 2 teams, they're, kind of, we're a bit free. So I don't think Fnatic's really shown up yet.
You have to play against VP, though. I mean, there's got to be some credit to that, right? They get knocked down, of all
That's
the teams. So maybe this is the start of a good run.
They just didn't look very competitive.
Yeah, that's true. And you look at like someone like LGD, and you see that dominance, and you're like, where's that? That's kind of what you were looking for, I think.
Yeah, so far Fnatic has only had 2 O's, Bulldog. And the teams that they've won against were Tigers and Gambit, who are both out at the moment.
Yeah. And they're 2 of the weaker teams. When they played against better teams, they got kind of slapped. Now they're playing against J-Storm. That's also one of the weaker teams here, for sure. So it depends, because J-Storm came from a win, so they're probably a little bit pumped up now. And Fnatic, they just got beaten. So it's about the momentum.
Yeah, we haven't seen that much of J-Storm yet, at least compared to Fnatic. Because J-Storm, of course, I mean, they went out first in their group, as in they came in lowest, and then they had a best of 1 for Aster, so they basically only played 3 series. There's not a lot of information to go off of. Trent, do you think that actually helps them, maybe a little bit?
I don't know if it's so much information at this point. I'm just looking at like the pedigree, like the players and everything. I think overall, I'm still favoring Fnatic. I feel like they just have like the roster I would basically want out of that region, honestly, in almost every position, which is pretty rough. I think maybe MP's the one person who's like kind of on the bounce back up after his time. Like in Secret, he hasn't really seen too much since then. So you're looking to see if he can kind of reattain that former status.
Whereas J-Storm, you're looking at, the third team in NA. They're not getting the best of the best in each role. They're not getting a Sumail from it. They're not getting a Universe for the offline. They're picking out of who's left in the region.
I mean, who's left off the panel? Our boy March. He's pretty much the point they're at.
It's like the Optic approach from last season. Let's just grab the analysts from TI and put them together.
Hey, it worked for Optic for a little bit.
It did, yes. They made a great team.
Bulldog, you chose 2 players for the key matchup, 2 former teammates, Forev and MP. Talk to me about them.
Yeah, these 2 have played together, and back then they had quite the success, but now they kind of fallen off, and I feel especially for Forev, he used to be like one of the top offlaners in my opinion. Like he used to just dominate sometimes, but now he looks almost like the weakest player on Daystorm. So if they need to want to win this game, he needs to step up for sure.
It's a lot of cram names at the bottom of that 4F side, aren't there, you know? Jeez, it's been a rough couple of years. Can't find his spot.
Yeah, I mean, he usually goes around tweeting as well, like, hey, I want a team, guys. I'm very motivated, stuff like that. So now he's got a team.
It's a lot of these teams, those like 1 or 2 month long stints. Bears, Immortals, Team World, Wind and Rain for TI qualifiers. Like,
Yeah, and how long will J-Storm last is the question.
It depends.
Jesus,
Maybe on how they
Bulldog, already
do
jumping
here.
in.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, it's
That off-lane slot,
Look,
you know?
they've got at least one BO3 left in them before they disband.
Yes. And they have already come top 12 here at the event, and if they
Yeah,
win this one, they're top 8.
They've surpassed my expectations. I thought they were one of the 2 weakest teams here.
Okay.
So it was a BO1, and then also you get like a Moo Timbus on a BO1. Great. Like
I
that's
know. It's like going to that series. It's like a one hero that you just don't want, right? And somehow it happens.
yeah.
Yeah, we are in the draft for the first game. It is a best of 3, so even if they get their hands on the Moo Timbersaw in the correct game once, I doubt that's going to happen again. And, well, regardless, it's not a first pick anyway. If anything, it's normally a last pick, right?
Yeah, you can't just
It
go
has to
in.
be, the right time.
Looks like they will have the last pick, though. So, Radiant. Okay, yeah. The usual. Radiant one side, first pick the other.
And they're leaving up quite a few heroes right now. There's the Enigma and Tiny, which are very popular.
I think it's good for Fnatic. The one thing where Fnatic has kind of fallen short is just MP not really being a hard carry player. Like, this is a patch where TBs, Morphlings, these kind of heroes are shining, but for Fnatic, it's Abed in the mid lane who normally plays more of the carry role, and as a result, when Fnatic have played TB, they just haven't looked good, particularly when it's in MP's hands.
Yeah, and also when they played against VP, they didn't secure Abed's game at all. They just left him there with like poor matchups. So if they want to win, they need to help him more.
Yeah, I think it's a different story versing VP. You're looking at versing like No One or Ramsey's mid with Solo playing like a Bane or something there against this team. I think Bryle
It's
is
been
just
reversed now, right? It's like the exact opposite. Like Abed felt like he maybe was still like trying to fight up against these guys, and now he's got Bryle sitting there. He's like, all right, give me this matchup, boys. I'm ready.
Exactly. I think it's a lot less intimidating. The way J-Storm's just not a team like VP who's going to like send Solo mid with a Bane as well. I mean, we may see that. Maybe that's the takeaway. If you watch VP series, pick March's Bane. Apparently, it's one of his new heroes. He's no longer just an Undying.
I mean,
and,
they're banning that Undying first, you know?
He played Bane earlier versus Aster yesterday, and we must not forget that one of the games they won against Bane, he played the Spirit Breaker, which is, you know, a little bit of a flair from the old MVP, and it worked out real well, setting that tempo real high.
Yeah, it's one of his heroes. He plays that, or Ogre, Bane, and Undying. So
I mean, that save, though. That Nightmare save against the Scythe was like, that's some
Hey.
highlight moment there, March. You know, showing he still got it.
I think it's probably just a Bane first 2 here, or the Ogre Magi, which is a decent option as well.
Terrorblade.
Yeah, who would have expected that? Huh?
I saw he was slipping through a couple first phases this morning. I was a little surprised.
I think people are getting bored.
Yeah, not willing to commit for him.
What's it going to be? Ogre Magi.
The ogre.
J-Storm have a kind of similar problem, I think, to Fnatic, where Moo doesn't play those conventional hard carries as much. They've looked better when Bryle's been playing like the PL and the TBs,
Yeah.
even though he's more their mid player. So I'd much rather see him take this Terrorblade here.
Well, they just pick up the two big ones. Tiny and Enigma.
Ooh, that's
Pretty scary. And now they can just ban out the counters as well. Just ban out the Silencer.
Yep.
I'm
And
sure
for Fnatic, they have also played it in multiple positions on both heroes, so there's really not too much you can read off of that Fnatic opening.
Yeah, I think you just put it on 4. It's just easier to play it that way. Like when you put it on the core 3 position, it's a little bit riskier. Like because it does almost the same on position 4. You just get the dagger and BKB.
Are we talking about Tiny or Enigma?
No, about
Yeah,
Enigma.
no,
I was like, I'm pretty sure you're talking about Enigma, but what
They're
you're
both the
saying
same.
applies to Tiny as well. He just gets the Blink Dagger and then...
The last time they had both, it was Abed, Tiny, and Ice Enigma with a DJ Willow to have the trio complete.
Ice really loves playing Enigma, I know that. So, at the same time, DJ, he's had some historic moments playing Enigma as well.
Indeed. I think I kind of like the idea of it being Ice. Most of his heroes aren't too great at the moment. I mean, the Tide, I think, was pulled out yesterday.
He's a greedy offlaner. I think Enigma fits that, generally speaking, so would make sense. See what they want to get for MP here. That's, I think, partly why all these teams first stage ban Weaver, because that's probably been the hero he looks best on.
Makes sense. More aggressive, can actually fight a little bit.
5 seconds remaining.
I think, well, we talked about our featured matchup, too. The same way with Forev, too. It's just like all their best games for J-Storm is when Forev has like 2 or 3 kills in the laning phase. Like he just gets these ridiculous starts. A lot of his Mirana games looked very good.
Hero's still in the pool too, something that both Forev and Brile play a lot of.
Yeah, and they're probably thinking about the Mirana or still a silencer, but I feel like if you give away the silencer, you kind of want Milan to play something more than a silencer. Like he's usually a big playmaker, so having Ogre silencer is kind of probably not what you want. I guess they're considering that now.
Yeah. He's more the Phoenix way being good, but that was banned in the first stage, very targeted at him.
Earth Spirit comes to mind.
He's a Shadow Demon gamer, and they have a Terrorblade.
Okay.
That doesn't sound terribly bad.
Even Dazzle can play as a 4 position. I don't mind that too much.
Yeah, it's true.
The Underlord ban comes out. We've seen Underlord. I think so far only EG has played it, right?
There was one earlier today that was not EG.
Okay.
But I can't tell you who it was, but I do remember seeing him.
It was just now, right, with
Wasn't it Pain X?
Pain X.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Well, then he did not win.
He did not win.
That's right.
No.
10 seconds remaining.
Banning the Underlord? What carry do they want to ban Underlord?
Something physical damage based.
Yeah.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
true. The Drow's still in there.
Could see some Visage. And Visage really good with Enigma, I think, as far as the tempo goes. You're just pushing and applying a lot of pressure to towers. That is something that Abed does play. The Brood's the other hero. That is always going to be on your mind when you're versing Fnatic. Both Ice and Abed play that very well.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting here. Like, Axe has already been gone, too.
10 seconds remaining.
And Meepo is still in the pool as well, because right now J-Storm's
Ooh.
2 heroes are really bad against Meepo. So
seconds
depending on what to pick, the 3rd and 4th, they might pick it.
Fnatic's 4th pick looks like a really scary hero
Yeah.
that's going to come out. Like some Brood, Meepo,
Yeah, or
something.
even Drought. Like, there's
Oh,
so many
yeah.
options here that just look totally
Oh.
fine.
Rubik versus Enigma, a good option in some ways, but there's just so much room for Fnatic to cheese right now. There's so many cheese heroes that can just win them this draft, I feel.
Yeah, but that pick is at least good for Milan. Like he is kind of a flashy player, so can expect a lot from him.
10 seconds remaining.
Time to reveal a little bit more from Fnatic's
5
lineup.
seconds
Maybe
remaining.
we'll get some more answers as to who is playing which hero.
I just probably just pick up a support here, something basic.
I think Abed is really good on the Tiny, but I don't know.
I think this is where you just reveal nothing and get your Jabs hero. Get
Yeah.
your like 5 position Bane or something. You're versing TB, maybe you want, I don't know, what do you want? If Lion was here, this way you pick a Lion, but. that's
Yeah, and
not
they
the
banned
case.
Wyvern themselves, too. Because J-Storm with the first pick, BKB cancel, makes sense. Kind of depends on like what kind of a pace they want to go forward, like how they're setting their lanes.
Oh, one hero to keep in mind as well is the Undying, who's still in the pool.
Oh, he got first
banned.
phased.
First phase.
Did he?
He did.
Oh, he
We're
did.
gonna have to kick you out soon.
Oh no!
This
Don't
up.
kick me out.
This notebook, Shiva, I don't know about it.
I
Well,
can be
I
the host.
wrote it down. I just forgot it.
Just can't read.
Can't read.
So Necro's been first stage banned against
Need
Fnatic. I didn't
coffee.
even realize it was still in the pool, but that's the MP hero typically.
That also suits him very well, much like the Weaver you're talking about.
Yeah.
Just lets them play very quickly, snowballing sort of lead he gets on the laning stage.
Remaining.
Very open here. Could see Tiny plays a 5, which has been, I don't know, hit or miss. Some teams made it work, others have looked useless with it, like when EG played it on Fly.
Yeah, so far Fnatic has played Necrophos, I think, twice this tournament. Both are wins and both on MP.
It feels like pretty unlikely you pick your 3 cores first, so
Mm-hmm.
it's either Tiny or Enigma support, and I feel like I like Enigma more on support.
Do you guys think they can get away with a bat here? Probably not, right?
J-Storm?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's like, it's kind of good against the Necrophos, but their other support's so weak. That's fine. That's lots of magic damage, too. That's the Forev hero.
Very comfort pick, too.
Arrow setup's pretty okay, too. I mean, they're not the best heroes, but they'll do. Fire Blast, Telekinesis.
It's something Brian has been playing a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, he played
Yeah.
it once, but so did Forev.
Yeah, they both.
So
They
they
both
can
play it.
tent it up here, depending on what the lanes need.
Depends if they want like Brawl on the TB as well, then that kind of pushes
Yes.
more Forev to being the Mirana. And then you get Moo that like kind of one position that's not really a one, like the Timbersaw type hero. Although
Mhm.
this is not a good Timber game right now.
And they had the potential for the cheese pick. I feel
It's-
you could just
it's
pick
coming.
Meepo here or
How
something.
about Venomancer?
It's my favorite here. I don't know if I like it that much this game.
I think
mean,
it's a
always
pretty hard
good.
counter by Mirana, isn't it? Isn't it like one of the best heroes you can have against it? At least in the laning stage, because the
I mean-
wards can't
Yeah.
even hit you.
On the side of J-Storm.
Oh, for them to finish things off.
Yeah.
I mean,
For
it's
Moon.
hard to say what they're going to pick until you see Fnatic's last heroes, because they're looking to
Mm.
address whatever
Yeah.
whatever the cheese pick is from Fnatic. I think.
Yeah.
It does look relatively
It's-
okay, though. I mean, in terms
Yeah.
of like aura picks and everything, depending on what happens. But there it is.
Hey, let's go.
Ooh, Let's go.
That's fun. It was coming.
It
Oh.
was.
Yeah, because all their heroes are terrible against Meepo.
Yeah.
Like maybe people are kind of misled. Like you want AoE damage against Meepo, but you kind of want single target.
It's like a combo. Like
You want like a
you want
Lina.
AoE control and you want single target damage.
agree.
Yeah.
And Lina has both.
Yeah.
Fnatic's
Not bad.
turn to ban.
Easy. But then again, if you get silenced, it's not going to
Silencer
happen
ban.
anymore.
Silence is always good with Meepo, just to protect him.
Mm-hmm.
What do you like? Magnus is kind of annoying.
Hmm.
If they do the 5 tiny, you mean? Or you
No,
mean for J-Storm?
you ban
I-
Fnatic.
Knowing Fnatic,
ban
it's
Magnus.
it's DJ playing Tiny and Ice Enigma.
10
yeah, I think
seconds
so.
remaining.
And then, I don't know, Jabs will maybe get some kind of save type hero.
5
like for the
seconds
Meepo.
remaining.
Maybe a Bane.
Fnatic's turn to
Mm.
pick.
And then they ban the Lina. That
Yeah,
Just
single
mention.
target.
Team pick.
Crystal Maiden. All right. Just enable the rest of your draft.
Yeah, I don't
This
think he
is-
really needed anything out of his pick.
Yeah.
No.
There wasn't much left.
It's like all these other 4 heroes are suddenly 10% stronger now.
Yeah, I guess it means it's probably Ice Enigma then.
Tiny support. Or the other way around. No, it doesn't. No.
10
So the old
seconds
classics, I
remaining.
mean, jeez. Whew.
Well, the question now, if you ban or like pick mid heroes to counter Meepo in the lane, because Miranda is not the greatest, but Meepo doesn't really lose any lane. He just goes jungle. So then you can put a disabler on the offlane now if you want, like Magnus still.
Shaker's
Or
also still
Magnus
there.
sounds quite greedy. I don't know. Just
Shaker
like,
is maybe a little bit slow as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can pick Brewmaster as well, something like that. Just control.
It really depends on who's going to play what. But I guess we kind of know that we're looking for...
Yeah, you're also facing against
An
Necro in the
offlane.
lane, so I guess you don't want a melee hero there.
They have no jump, no way to start a fight really that easily on the J-Storm side, which is very concerning. At the same time, you need to address the Meepo, which is where I think the like Brew Shaker type picks make a lot of sense.
Is Centaur still a good one, or is he
Um,
not enough burst damage? Because I know, the double edge is nice, but probably not nice enough.
Not enough team fight, maybe, I would
Mm.
say. I think the Stampede isn't amazing when you're versing in Snare anyways. So it's not like an amazing Stampede game.
Well, we're looking for a hero for Forev, right?
Well, it's not
For
sure.
Forev
Or a
Moo,
Brile.
Or Brile. It really could be any. Like,
Yeah.
All right.
it's actually, it's really anything here.
All right.
Because Miranda is kind of good against, or is fine against Necro in the offlane. Like if you want that melee hero, you don't want to put it against Necro.
Mm-hmm.
I also think like you can put Magnus mid and even let him farm massively.
These guys are from SEA. They should know some Meepo counters. See a lot of Meepos there.
Alright,
Just
Nerf
look at the
Shaker is
It
the
will be
hero.
the
The
Shaker.
old default.
Is that a
Yep.
mid shaker?
Yep.
Briles picked it up.
Send it mid and then hope the Meepo's there.
Hopefully not Brown Boots or Treads Ags, but a Blink Dagger would be nice to
Ooh.
have.
Will he have
It's
enough?
Meepo, maybe you want to tank up more.
But you can
The
net
nets.
him while he's in the air, right?
Just get both.
All right. Well,
Simple.
according to Twitter, it's very heavily in favor of Fnatic. I would like you guys' opinion as well.
It's 80-20 is pretty right, and
Yeah.
this is Abed Meepo. This guy
It is.
has caused all kinds of upsets with this hero, and this wouldn't be an upset. Fnatic are the favorites, so Fnatic for game 1 for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the same way. I don't know. The Meepo comes out. They already saw 4 heroes. Like, yes, you get one last one to address it, but at this point in the draft, I just don't think it's going to be enough.
I agree. Go for Fnatic.
All right. 3 people for Fnatic. That is...
Curse.
This might be the curse.
I mean, we're trying. That's the best chance they got, honestly.
You
is if
guys
we
were-
curse
We're doing
them.
it.
Like,
We're
All
doing
right.
it
you're
for
welcome,
J-Storm.
J-Storm.
Let's see
Yeah.
if the curse is successful here for J-Storm. It is over to a commentary team of Toby and Kyle.
Hello, everybody. I'm looking forward to this game. I'm looking forward to this result. The panel all believes in Fnatic, so obviously Fnatic will win. Kyle,
Oh, yeah.
do you believe in NA Dota? Do you believe
Nope.
it?
Fnatic's gonna win.
Okay, panel's all wrong then. Panel is totally all wrong.
This would
We're gonna have the counter come in through J-Storm.
this would be a real test of the Kyle curse, because if J-Storm manages to win this game, I would be super impressed, because I think their draft is like NA Dota in a nutshell, and they're reliant on Bryle just going off. Like, he's got to utterly dominate this game.
Really? I don't. Is that even gonna be enough? Like I
don't know.
We were kind of happy because we were lucky enough to have an Enigma versus Rubik game earlier on, and now we got it back again. It's like, okay, multiple black holes to come in, but the Rubik steals, the Rubik control. Like, it's up to the support strike to try and find Abed, try and find his stacks. Like, how do you go in with anybody else?
Well, that's kind of like the issue with the draft, is like their entire team is very low damage. Yeah, sure, a Terrorblade eventually comes online, but that takes so much time, and you don't have any natural ways of applying pressure after you find kills. And your whole drive, like, you have these 4 heroes with stuns and a Terrorblade. So yeah, you might walk around the map, grab a double kill, but like, then what? You don't ever do Roche. You can't kill towers, whereas Fnatic, they're going to just play multiple lanes and, oh, hey, they're all top. I'll spawn some Eidolons with my HOD. It's 9 minutes in, and Enigma can just take a tower, rotate mid, continue. Necro's always on map. Meepo's always on map. They have CM aura. It's just so easy for Fnatic to play the game.
It's not that cold out in the hall, Scriff. He can pull his hoodie off. But good luck to Scriff. Got to watch this Meepo bouncing around the map. Meepo's actually going to TP over the top of the heroes who are on top lane, so he can get in towards the tower. But this is kind of not the matchups that J-Storm wanted. They wanted to put Bryle in mid against the Meepo, and already for Rev, he started to rotate in towards the mid lane, so he gets the matchup against Necro. But he's going to be a half creep wave behind by the time he arrives.
Yep. I like that J-Storm's making this rotation, but it would have been nice if they had floated the Mirana a bit, because he didn't need to be all the way top since both his supports were there. It is a nice movement, though, especially since they know Abed TP.
Yeah.
In fact, I actually think you could have had the Mirana TP middle just because of that. Then you would still have time to match if Abed rotated back.
They just didn't know about it. Like, the TP was too far away from the vision of J-Storm. But at least now J-Storm gets the lineups they want. They have TP the Ogre down the bottom, so DJ will stop zoning out Mu. And he was zoned out pretty heavily at the start. Like, Ice is already 3-5 on his Enigma. Got to count into a fact he can deny his own conversions, but it's this pullback lane. It's Ice's Enigma. This isn't the first time he's done it during this tournament.
Yep. And Tiny is just probably the best support within Enigma as well, because you zone so well, you protect the Enigma, and then eventually you can just leave, start roaming, or stay in the lane. Enigma goes to jungle.
I also like it too because it opens up Ice's build, right? Because he can just go for the defensive items, like the ones that are going to keep their team alive. And DJ can be his Blink Dagger. Just toss him in. If Ice gets the BKB, what have they really got that's going to cancel that?
Yep. I mean, in conversations with Bulba, Adam, you know, a bunch of people that have played with Abed, the way you game plan for Meepo lineups is just pick a bunch of team fight with it. And when you have Enigma, Necro, CM, like, you're golden. It's just spam spells, kind of walk in and make space, because at some point you know you can count on Abed to just come through and clean up. That's why the old school execration, like, they would just first two, you know, Silencer Tide, or first pick Tide into Meepo, and they're just banking on this idea that you'll never be able to take them in a fight. And right now, Fnatic's actually ahead very hard in the mid and bottom lanes.
Enigma, maybe a little bit too far up. Thought maybe with a double damage room, March will start going for Ice. Ice is farming up the conversions. Now a lot of damage onto him, and DJ could just finish the job. In fact, it'll be Ice who will do it. They really tried to get aggressive onto Ice, but then just went after everything else. Leap into mid. It's going to be for Rev, killing off the courier. He's got one more leap available. Leaps up, but the 2 damage attacks from the tower. He gets far enough away that the experience of Necro was denied.
That was actually really well done by Forov, getting out of XP range. Although I don't know if it counts, because I think that since MP gets credit, he still gets XP, even though the tower was
the XP changed as 0 on the fight recap. So
there you go then.
We'll believe fight recap? Question mark.
Maybe. The concern for J-Storm is that up top, yeah, you have your Shaker versus Meepo, but you wanted that to be a 1v1, because it's the Shaker levels that really allow him to hunt Meepo and a fast blink timing. But since there's a Crystal Maiden in lane, like, they're just trading.
And yeah, maybe Shaker's a bit ahead, but you don't have the early damage output necessary to kill
top.
Meepo.
Really nicely set up by J-Storm. So they started with Bryle actually popping the totem so it had the bonus damage, have it off cooldown, then they throw back the CM. So you get the initial hit, then the follow-up stun, then the secondary big hit. It was just nice timing removing that Crystal Maiden.
Well done.
But now there's 2 Arbeds.
Yeah.
So 3 heroes on top lane for the ES to deal with.
And he also had Jab bring him both of his Wraith Bands, and that is a much more powerful Meepo. Because not only now is it double Meepo, but they both get all those stats too.
Can't believe the amount of denies on that off lane. Not to mention the mid lane. So it's 16 denies for Ice Ice Ice's Enigma,
no.
but MP's also done a really good job where he's 22-11 against that 11-2 of the Mirana.
Yeah. Necro's a snowball in lane, and when you give him the first 3 creeps and denies
Arbed.
for free.
Poof, gonna come over towards Bryle. Jabs is here with extra control, maybe not when he gets thrown away by Millen. Already used the Frost Blast, so Rubik creating the space. Well, there's going to be a little bit more of an oomph to that Meepo.
Yep.
And DJ also in a little bit of trouble. Going to throw out Moo. March, as well as Moo, both started on DJ, but thanks to that Maleficent level 2, it's a lot of stuns, a lot of time. Moo into the trees. One more attack would do it, and they've got it. Somehow, they actually got him through the tree line.
I'm really surprised Moo didn't skill Reflection. In any lane that you're being contested in, it's a 20% move slow, 50 mana cost, 22-second cooldown. I understand you want to max farm, but...
Oh, I love it. DJ actually tosses March away to the conversions that Ice 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 left behind on purpose. So March just got tossed totally out of the lane.
It's looking real good for Fnatic. Abed got so much farm off that hard camp that J-Storm actually stacked and pulled for him. He got almost all the CS, and he's huge. They're actually winning this lane top, and man, another thing about the CM with Meepo is that you give aura to both Meepos. So you just farm. There's already stacks up in the jungle. Abed's going to clear that. And in truth, he doesn't need to lane top anymore. He'll just farm the woods the rest of this game if he wants to. 4 Wraith Bands, by the way.
Do they have to keep the pressure up onto the Earthshaker? And maybe that's another hero we should start looking at. Like, he was picked up 5th for J-Storm. He's meant to be the counter against Meepo. We've seen Aghanim's Earthshakers have some issues jumping into fights.
Yep.
Is this when you think about the Blink Dagger? Do they need that instant hit against the Meepo?
I mean, that was why I was thinking he had to go off, because you theoretically need both items and a ton of levels to really deal with Meepo, but it's almost too late. And they don't need to address Shaker as much as now he's approaching level 6. You just play away from him, as Abed is doing. You're going to farm much faster in the jungle than a Shaker will, even if he's free farming. And there's no threat, there's no risk. Look at the wards they've placed. You know, 2 defensive wards to keep Abed safe in his own woods.
Nice little play by March. He was getting Malphus stunned up, and he's got the level 1 Bloodlust, just trying to sit on this bottom lane as Terrorblade went jungle. Like, Moo has completely abandoned the bottom lane and said, March, leech what you can and just trying to die.
Yep, and Ice is going to finish up his HOD
like
in about
Brow's dead.
400 gold.
Frostbite's up. He gets a fissure for some space, but the Earthbind just holds him in position. This is one of the easiest kills you'll ever see.
Yep, and it's all because of the warding. They have a lane ward and a ward on the rune as well, so they saw the Rubik walk up and then down towards mid, and they're like, oh hey, this Shaker is very exposed and all alone. Abed, you want some free gold? Sure, buddy.
And then they add pressure. So Fnatic take the attention away from Abed as they push into the bottom tower, but that's why DJ's there. Toss, whoop, he found the melee creep, not what he wanted. He wanted the Rubik, who will then taunt him, but Jab's still here to support. He does have the mana, thanks to the fact that you can consume the Mango to get the Frostbite out into Moonlight Shadow. Millen, stick charges, that toss is not enough damage.
Close.
Rubik able to walk away. But with the Moonlight Shadow, it looks like Moo and Forever trying to wrap around the back of Abed. Sentry Ward didn't see them.
Now it does. Really well done by Abed, great positioning. No need to get greedy. He sees bottom. Ice is almost finishing this bottom tower.
They go for the toss again. Yeah, March thrown back into Ice Ice Ice. They don't want to commit too much. Like, no big abilities. As long as Black Hole's on cooldown, you know the rest of J-Storm don't want to come close to this. Potential denial on tower. Bryle has moved in, and the Echo Slam. That'll work! The double fissure, but the kill onto Ice Ice Ice. One punch into DJ, and he'll have him as well. So one punch ES. Nope, toss him out of here. Millen will finish the job. And instead they look over towards Jab. So they do take the tier 1 tower on bottom lane, but it will be 3 heroes as the rebuttal from J-Storm. A double kill for Bryle. And that's some good money. He's now actually looking to go straight into the Blink Dagger.
Yeah, I think that's the move here. And it's banking. He has to use Echo off cooldown to find kills. Like you can already see, Abed and MP on that Necro are so farmed already, top net worth. And look at the core. The damage output from J-Storm, if it's going to come from anybody as far as scaling through the mid and late game, is the TB and the Mirana. And they're even right now, very far behind.
I think Ice wants this kill. Chasing down towards the ES. If he is trying to bank up this cash, they need to be able to kill him off quickly now. 2,000 gold in the ES. This kill is going to actually mean so much just to delay him. Maybe a fissure. He's got 10 stick charges available, plus 1 bottle charge. If he can just get to the side. But now with the troll trap, he'll get 2 on the stun, but Ice is positioning too good on the side. And the tree toss and the attack. Still not enough. Toss him down. Finally, they'll get the kill.
Yep, and they're just playing as 3. In the meantime, Abed, no desire to join the fights whatsoever. He's used both shrines for solely his own purposes, continuing to farm.
The 4 Wraith Bands treads and then going into E-Blade. It's exactly the same build as previous.
Yeah. The Abed style meatball is just farm. You farm until you're in a position where you're just too strong to deal with, and anytime you find that 1 or 2 kills, like as with these items, he threatens Roche the moment he has 3 meatbows, and then he's going to be so far ahead with a Blink E-Blade that 1 fight, a couple kills, it'll be exactly like we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
You just kill a Rax by yourself in 15 seconds.
Yeah, and that's where J-Storm needs to make sure that they have that initiation. So no pressure on an ES, just pressure on an ES. A lot of push power. This is the way Ice likes to work. Like pressure on all the other lanes. His team can just rotate around and he'll just send conversions down the bottom lane. Always pressure on that tier 2 tower on bottom. But the Blink Dagger is up from ES. I look for smoke once on the Ogre.
An illusion rune on Abed as well. Keep in mind he can poof to these. This is the best rune on a meatbow, especially at this phase of the game.
Echo Slam is off cooldown in 1 second time. They're going to get together with Moo. Smoke up, look for an opportunity. Millen's having a couple of problems on bottom lane, as that Centaur, which is dominated up, can be stomped up. But that's not the kill they want. They don't want Ice. They want... Instead, they found Necro. Was the Echo Slam committal, they probably would have really preferred to get Abed, but they'll take what they can get. Good blink reveal to kill off the second highest net worth on the field.
Abed's looking to get engaged though. His illusions he's waiting with his meatbows, thinking about utilizing these illusions to make a play aggressively.
Well, the push is on mid-tier 1 tower. Mood triggered Metamorphosis, so he wants to try and find, but the Observer and Sentry from J-Storm is so good. Saw both DJ as well as Ice moving around the back, so J-Storm just have to reposition. Understand that Fareb's not there. They do not have Moonlight Shadow to help commit with. But what does J-Storm even do here apart from killing off the Crystal Maiden? MP's going to TP in and try and have a crack at this ES who just begins his own TP out. Reaper's Scythe will cancel it. Won't get the kill, however. So no huge duration death time.
Yeah, that's just not worth it all. You're talking about Brow needing to take over. Yeah, he's got a blink, but he's level 9. Meatbow, on the other hand, level 12, soon to be 13. And you can't afford deaths like that for a 1,300 net worth Jabs Crystal Maiden. And again, no tower pressure either. Yeah, you've got this top tier 1, but Fnatic gave that up to you. And they have no qualms whatsoever, just continuing to maintain the status quo. They're farming so much faster, getting way more resources out of the map. And it's only going to get worse as time goes on. That's an Eagle Song now on Abed. He has E-Blade in maybe 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, it's a ticking time bomb with a very short fuse. And they'll just look for more and more. Like, Rubik is doing the best he can with Fadebolt, and what is now timed out the Stolen Nova to try and keep the bottom lane gone. But Fnatic, they 4-man smoke up, and they won't allow this much longer. Dire scan, they know that no one's up the hill. But Shaker just around the corner, smoke's gonna break. DJ thinks he's on the corner, observe water, see around corners. But then Moonlight Shadow also burned up from J-Storm. Can they get the pick up onto DJ? Millen decides against it. They still want the bigger hit. They plant down 2 sentries, but do not find the Observer Ward of Fnatic. And Fnatic are fully ready to fight on bottom lane. They have practically everyone there until Abed will TP out. Yep. Back to the farm.
There's no need for them to take any risks at the moment. They've got the stronger team fight. They have a meatbow. If they can get a good fight on that ward they place in the bottom jungle, sure, you'll take it if you get walked into, but there's no need to do anything silly.
Just be defensive for now. Long range Jara is not going to connect on jabs. He's already on the run out. Put down his own Observer and Sentry, but Even without the vision, they blink up. They knew he went that way. So Crystal Maiden will fall. Rubik will fall as well on the bottom lane. Ice, Ice, Ice. And DJ comboing together to make it work. They have the Observe Ward, so they got the perfect information on top of the Tier 2 tower. Trade-off will then be the Tier 1 tower in mid for heavy damage on the Tier 2 plus the kill.
Yep. Abed just still farming. They're now mirroring map. Position favors Fnatic solely because the Radiant lineup of J-Storm has no real way to threaten the Roche pick. So they don't care about swapping jungles because, again, look at how Abed's farming his triple camp on the Shrine and these 2 camps of Radiant in addition to wherever his main Meepo wants to threaten. So he's in no hurry. This is peaceful.
He's swapping his Meepos up on top. They will smoke up as well. Moving to the Tier 2 tower, Moosebur the Metamorphosis try and push out. Does not have the mana for Sunder at the moment. Something to keep in mind as Ice 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 arrives. No Blink Dagger available, cuts through the trees. And J-Storm will back off, and Fnatic will deny the top Tier 2 tower. Much needed money that J-Storm needs, just going to waste.
Yeah, and again, that whole time, Abed is still farming. That's what's so crazy about the Meepo hero in general, but also when you have this great player on it. You can make these moves from Fnatic that are more about defensive posturing than anything else. As you said, it's the resource game. You don't care if you lose the tower. You don't care about map control up there anyway. It's just delay the game, keep the status quo.
You just get the critical items. That's all they really need. E-Blade is completed, and the big combo when Fnatic will get fully aggressive is the Blink Dagger on Abed. When that's arrived, it's jump in, it's go. There's a Blink Dagger rapidly approaching on Ice Ice Ice. They're going to ensure they get, actually not, they got 1 bounty rune because Millen is invis. He's able to steal the demonic conversions. DJ's going to burn the dust, so they will find the Rubik. Pick up, throw him away, cannot afford to get tossed. Does have a TP scroll available. And Millen, yeah, you can taunt into there, but Earthbinding Arbed has arrived. And Millen will go down to DJ and reveals all 5 players of Fnatic on the bottom.
Yep, and the panel was talking about how the 4 heroes of J-Storm can't deal with the Meepo. I mean, you've got a Shaker, sure, but everyone else is just a tasty snack for the Abed Meepo, especially the support duo of Rubik and Ogre. You can stun one guy, but I actually think that Meepo might kill you in the duration of the lift if you're a half second slow.
I was actually thinking of any other way that Earthshake can actually amp up his damage, but he's gone a half defensive item with the Yule Scepter. Yeah, movement speed's nice, Yule's hot pickup is nice too, but like how do you actually even amplify the damage against Abed when you're that ES? How do you make him more effective?
I'm the wrong person to ask how to beat Meepo. Although I did do it once, but it was with a pocket strat, and I believe we were playing DC when Abe was still playing with them, and they picked it like 3rd. We had this weird like Drow Wyvern. There's a reason Fnatic banned Wyvern, okay? They don't gonna ever give that away again.
Yeah, they banned that in 2nd phase of this game. Oh, looks like tree grab up. That's a fake Meepo, but you can still poof over towards it if he wants to. Pick up, throw around the tower. Ice 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 will wrap around the back, and Millen knows he is royally screwed. Fade bolts through, but still dead to the world.
Dead to Abed specifically.
Wait, to the illusion?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Give him more money.
You just farm so much. He's at 10k net worth. The Terrorblade currently at 6.7.
And he just used the illusion to jump into Roshan.
Yep.
Like it's so good with the way he moves. One illusion gets a kill on bottom, the other one goes in towards Roshan.
Yep.
And then he can just bring his core Meepos. They'll pull back out of it. Did manage to take off 1/3 of Roshan's life in, I think, what, 3 seconds.
Yep, and that's the key to playing Meepo, because once again, you can see Abed and the whole team of Fnatic just minimizing risk. It's all about growing your lead, get to the point where Meepo has Aegis and is just too powerful to stop, then start looking to close out. But you just relax. He goes to Roche, realize I see him, back to farming, no worries. I got a Blink Dagger soon.
They all have Blink Daggers soon. If you look at the items of Fnatic, there's 4 Blink Daggers on Fnatic. The only person who doesn't have one is the Sacrificial Crystal Maiden.
Yeah, it's great. They're just going to go ham. They've got crazy good team fight, and if you just cause a little chaos for J-Storm, specifically identify and deal with that Earthshaker, Abed can clean up everybody else.
I love the confidence from Fnatic too. Like they're sitting half in the river and they'll still 4-man smoke because they realize that J-Storm have no control of this map whatsoever.
They do know the smoke is coming, but there's the scan onto the high ground as well.
Yep, they know. Invis room for DJ as well. Smoke doesn't want to break the jump out. They'll find Mirana, toss it back in again. Yes, this is going to be your moment to shine! He hits the Echo Slam with a follow-up fissure. They kill off Meepo and be still inside the pit. Fnatic, you knew what could kill you, and you still die to it. 3 heroes lost. There's a toss-up on the backside for Rev. He's low. The arrow will create a little bit of space. The tree toss from DJ cannot get the kill. Fnatic, they're going to potentially lose 4, but Ice! It's a black hole with no follow-up. This is the saddest time to even get the seal in it. No, they don't. 5 heroes from Fnatic die beyond a disaster.
Dude.
It's a debacle.
The moment I started talking about how it's good for Fnatic, I immediately, like, I just knew that was going to happen.
The Kyle curse
I
is
knew it was
real.
gonna happen.
The Kyle curse is real.
How? I said you got to deal with the Earthshaker. You don't care about this Mirana. He's got a Maelstrom. If you want to make that play, you got to be chilling in the back of Zabed, because not only did his 4 Meepos get jumped on, MP was right on top of him too. That's a huge kill. That's Roche. What happened? Look, this play is great. If they toss back into a Scythe or something like that, that's great. But Abed just walking in. Look at how close together everybody is. This is a 4-man Echo.
Yeah.
Oh my
Jabs even
God.
clipped so hard on the edge of it. And they didn't even get
They
the original
scanned.
kill. Yeah, they scanned. They knew. They knew exactly what they were going to go up against. But still, walking into it.
I mean,
And there's no way to really, like...
Brawl isn't making patty cakes in like the opposite lane. This is a major. He's ready to go. And then unfortunately, Ice, yeah, he could potentially save DJ there, but really just blowing black hole and dying for the cause is nice, but you didn't need to make a martyr yourself there.
And now the items start to arrive. Like, look at the swing up. Just go for it. The blink dagger on Rubik just saved his life. On bottom lane, Fnatic came for a gank. But the fact that you got a repositioning Rubik in the fight, that's the worst case scenario. Like, you know, what would be the worst case scenario is if Rubik wasn't permanently stunned and his spell steal wasn't on cooldown, and he actually stole Black Hole. Because that was my biggest concern for Fnatic, was the fact that Meepo would be countered by a big ability. Like, you mentioned Tidehunter was going to be absolutely terrible in the draft. Now you give him Black Hole. And yeah, win probability against an Abed Meepo.
That was the only thing you couldn't do. That was the worst thing that could have possibly happened.
Jabs is about to die. He's out too far. Ogre does TP over. The Reaper's Scythe will put him down for a minute. So 1-for-1 trade-off. TPing out towards the shrine. Maybe not the greatest idea when they have no information about what's there.
And this is huge because it denies the Aegis timing for your Meepo. And in addition, it gives Moo time to finish a BKB. Until you pick up that item as a Terrorblade, you just feed in this game. But now you have the ability...
That time's gone. He's got the BKB.
Yeah, you might get low, but you always have the option now to sunder any of the full HP Meepos, aggressively on the Necro.
Blink.
You got a lot of options.
Millen this time will die on bottom lane. He was right underneath the Observe Ward. They've pinged the position of it. They know it's there.
It's still a sketchy game. There's really no other way to deal with Meepo other than that.
At least it's closer. Like, we started this game thinking, well, this game's in the bag for Fnatic, and now we actually have a game on our hands.
It was kind of in the bag. They just left it untied in a corner and forgot about it for a while. And now all of a sudden, we've got a real rumble on our hands, and it's going to still be rough for J-Storm, because not only do they have the Meepo issues, but eventually Ice is going to finish his BKB about 2.5k away, and you have no BKB piercing disable. It's all on the Milan Rubik to get some crazy steal into the counter black hole that I know you'd love to see.
I would love to see that. I think it's also a lot on Moo, right? Like, Moo has to be able to ensure that he's outside of the black hole, because just the straight physical damage, there's nothing Ice can do to protect himself from that. BKB will not help him on that front. And they've got the range damage here. Now it's time to get rid of that Observer Ward. Both of them are still on bottom lane. The Sentry comes in from March. So say goodbye to one. Yep. They like, feels like that Obs has been there for so long in front of the tier 2 tower. I think they've redone that one, right?
Yeah, that's the second time. It's a really nice ward, and as you can see, it juked both sentries. Actually, a bit of a mistake from March placing one on that top hill. You should be placing that either down below 500, 600 units or the top right.
It's probably because they also have no vision on the hillside.
Exactly, and that's why I advocate new 5 positions, always playing supports that can check high ground. It just makes your warding so much more efficient, but alas...
Bottom lane. Fortifications up. DJ is in a good jump position, but Moo's the only one that's really becoming the target, but he's got the Aegis, the Immortal, so this is J-Storm adding pressure with the Aegis. This is the wrong way around. Braal's going to get the last hit in the tower, using the Totem Stomp. Almost actually stunned DJ with it, but they'll find him in the tree lines. Reaper's Scythe It didn't get used, but then again, with the CM ulti, Jabs can't survive. There's that big physical damage from Moo. And that gets him a double kill. Jabs and DJ falling, but no ES, and now Ice Ice Ice! He jumps in, but didn't go for the black hole. Arbed able to get the double Earthbind. Can they get the follow-up, however? Yeah, they've got it. Reaper side putting him down. Millen and March. The M&Ms crumble.
You can see with no shaker, all of a sudden, Abed, he actually joined the fight a bit late for my liking, but he cleans up anyway. As you said, the double Earthbind, the easy combo, and really well done there by DJ, just reacting faster to Bryle. Bryle just really aggressively positioned, considering he is the only answer to the Abed Meatball.
Oh, goodbye for Rev.
Yep.
J-Storm, I think, was looking towards the mid lane because there was a little Satyr that was wandering around, wondering if J-Storm was going to walk directly into mid lane, Fnatic walk into mid lane and try and gank up the Terrorblade, but Moo's already moved back.
Yeah, I think, I'm not sure if Abed's going to finish this Manta or not. He's got enough gold, but he might just go for a Scotty just for the raw stats, or possibly a Scythe. Because if he just blinks on the Shaker, as we've been talking about, I don't think he has any threat on him anymore. He will finish the Manta, so more targets for Bryle if he can land that magical Echo Slam.
The dream.
Yeah, they need the dream again.
Fnatic did kind of gift it to them on a silver platter.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, we're gonna go for Roshan. The timing is right. You're smoked up, we're smoked up. We have a scan, we see what's going on, but don't worry, you can still have
Maybe I just got to keep praising them and then them make another mistake. Because up until that point, they'd done a great job, you know, playing a bit passively, but it didn't feel like they had any pressure. And then until they made that mistake, I didn't think they did. So we'll see. Level 23 on Abed.
Dire are scanning.
So it's so difficult for J-Storm to play this kind of game because the lane shove from Meepo is just insane. You can look, there's going to have one wave is already approaching their tier 3 bottom. This mid wave will hit the tier 2, and you still kind of have to clump up and play around Bryle Earthshaker because if he's not there, you're in some big trouble. Great vision placed by Jabs, just scouting out all the movements of J-Storm. And
same thing from J-Storm's vision too. They're seeing Fnatic moving all the way around their own jungle, so both teams are fully aware of each other's position. And the smoke, it's out of range. It's out of range of that Radiant Observer ward. But the pings are already coming in. But the Meatbow heading towards top lane. Looking for the ES.
This is a big kill if they can find it. Bryle has a buyback.
Yeah, he can't get greedy and try and farm up those conversions. Like, he's already hit the totem. They're wrapping around the back of him and sitting on the trees. There goes the Fissure as the conversions are timing out. TP out, Enigma, he'll see him. Midnight Pulse to cut the tree line, and Bryle dead for a very long time.
That's just a bit of inexperience there. No one's showing on the map. It's a nice play to try and hide there, find a kill, but you got to assume that they know you're in the vicinity after that long off map.
BKB Enigma is done.
Yep. No interrupt possible. Save that Rubik, so keep a big eye on Jabs. He's going to need to make a miraculous move here, because if I'm at Ice, you just go straight for that Shaker, pop BKB. What's the counterplay now to control Abed?
None, really. Yeah. Unless Fnatic walk underneath vision. Yeah. So watch the obs and sentries as well.
The MP Necro is also a bit of a force in these fights because he can just get super aggressive. He's got Ghost Shroud and Yules to save himself, and the physical damage output of Moo just be completely ineffective against him. It's really just all on a crazy sick J-Storm stun combination. But again, that Fnatic team fight, especially with the BKB Ice.
Yeah. As long as you can get it off, though. Like, BKB is always one of those fun items. Like, I need to be able to click it before it's ever going to be effective. It's not like Linken's that just gets the trigger. But how does J-Storm then do this? Okay, they're centering up. They should feel pretty confident on like all sides of 3 sentries that they are not in any kind of vision. They actually threw down 4 sentries across the top. So Fnatic will smoke up themselves. Only person who is not inside that is MP. Roshan will respawn in about a minute.
Yep. J-Storm really want to force a fight around a choke point. Fnatic wants to be able to utilize open spaces so that they can maintain more of like a delta split position and ensure that Abed has freedom to move within the fights. J-Storm, you just want everybody to come to Papa, that Bryle.
Oh, Enigma, he sees it, jumps in instantly. They know that ES is the primary target, and they put him down. Buyback is available. It was only the Midnight Pulse that was stolen by the Rubik. That was not the ability he was looking for. And actually, Buyback, where did it go? Okay, yeah, he started buying pieces of his BKB, and then the Buyback disappeared for the ES. instantly solved, however.
And bear in mind, as time goes on, you have TB Illusions doing a bit of side lane shove, but Abed Meepo, he's getting experience off that as well. Constantly pushing waves. And remember, that level 25 talent, 600 health for every Meepo.
Sure. How do you get through that? Like, is that when actually the Stolen Midnight Pulse is probably more useful? With the Aghanims upgrade, if you get Black Hole, it does give you that extra buff. So,
Do bear in mind, though, the game is even. You do have a BKB on Forev. The whole advantage... Sorry, the game is even, not counting Meepo's edge. That's the real conundrum for J-Storm. How do you deal with Abed Meepo?
he's got a Reaper Scythe too, so
Yeah.
anyone he can gank up when he jumps in.
They do have an answer in the TB Thunder. It just takes that one play. We saw it once. If
Yeah.
they can make magic happen another time, they will equalize. And Aegis is huge in this game. Again, Fnatic need it to be able to close out.
Yep. And Roshan is up. He's been up for about 30 seconds. Both teams are aware of this. And once again, J-Storm grouping up. It was just around their sentries. Push the lane. But the bottom is also being pushed out. That's why Terrorblade Illusion's heading down there to deal with it for the moment. And everyone's just accepting the status quo. There's the smoke finally. So J-Storm, it's their time to go. So either they go inside of Roshan, which is difficult because the Dominator Creep has currently got a Wild Wing Ripper Tornado sitting inside of it.
Usually in life, the first mover has an advantage, but in this game, I would strongly favor whoever is defensively positioned. It is so tough to team fight into either of these lineups.
That's a great conversion from Enigma. He can just get rid of that Observer up on the hillside, but there's the wraparound. In through the rear, they're going to see MP to start with, but he blinks away. They don't get the initiation onto him, and so it's going to be the Crystal Maiden. Definitely not the target they want. Now DJ, also hard to kill. Ice, Ice, Ice. BKB will trigger.
What?
He'll get the Black Hole, but he only gets the Ogre Magi. This is not what he wanted. A Black Hole was stolen. Rubik is there, ready to go, wondering where the Meepo is. Abed so far has decided not to jump in, but now he's got the pending Blink Black Hole of the Rubik looming over his head if they want to try and contest Roshan.
That was like they just didn't identify the right target, because if Shaker hasn't entered the fight, Abed needs to know where he is, and he'll just go straight for him. But he was still under cover of smoke as that fight began. March doing his job, what he does best, walking into the team fight, just total berserker style, make space. They kill jabs off to the side and one smack of the totem, and March then stops the DJ Blink for him, chases him out of the fight, and Ice, he tries to respond, but he only gets a black hole on March. That's part of March's plan. That's his trap card.
It's what the Ogre is meant for. He's thick, he's dumb, but he'll tank it. And Rubik, it's the fact he just has this. He has this black hole. Jabs up in the tree lines. Brown's going to stun him up, so say goodbye to your freezing field and say goodbye to your Crystal Maiden. I don't know if he was trying to push out or what exactly was the objective to be had by this Crystal Maiden, but they gave another kill over towards this ES, who was rapidly approaching his own BKB, and we'll see this fight once again. So here's March running in,
And
Necro jumps away, Crystal Maiden's out of position.
Look at where Abed is. Abed is just trying to engage, but Necro was forced to blink out. Ice just really has to get out of dodge here, but he's trying to turn around the fight. But as you can see, Abed, he has no intention of joining this fight. The moment they lose one and he sees that the Necro's blinked out, DJ's in trouble, you can't really engage this fight. Meepo is more of a hero that you enter fights that are already won and you make them total routes. It's difficult to turn it around when, at this point, you're up against multiple BKBs now. Rubik's got Black Hole. All of a sudden,
he's got
answers.
upgraded Black Hole. He just finished the Aghanim set to 32 minutes in. This is what we're talking about. Like, Meepo hits level 25, great. He did go to plus 600 health, but he becomes his own worst enemy. DJ's in the trees, J-Storm is on the hunt, but DJ's TP out will be successful as J-Storm checked the wrong direction.
Yeah, this is like peak Meepo, as we've been saying. Like, he's going for a second E-Blade just to max out on the stat gain, his damage output, but as far as his team fight effectiveness, this is as good as it gets. You're level 25, you've got Blink Hex, Blink E-Blade, you're ready to go, but J-Storm, you're still good in this game. I can't believe it, honestly. Like, they've...
Hey, the Kyle curse?
If they somehow pull this off, it's got to be real.
It's just like, this is the positive way of having a Kyle curse. You actually get yourself a fantastic game. A Meepo with 22 to 23,000 net worth. He is still a good 5k above anybody else, but he just can't carry this game any harder. And so far, like, in the last two big engagements from the teams, it feels like MP is a non-factor.
Yeah.
Like, he he wants to jump in and get that Reaper Scythe, needs someone to combo with. When he does it, okay, great, but...
Yeah, and J-Storm, you have 3 BKBs on all your cores now. Meepo doesn't crush through you like a hot knife does cheese anymore. You're good. You're getting on high. Man, yeah.
Oh, Carl, you're unique.
Glyph popped. This is good. J-Storm, you can go here. Meepo has not applied enough pressure to the top tower, and he really can't because you're afraid of that Earthshaker who's off the map to the side.
Yep, and ES is walking around with a cheese, and it's Terrorblade with the Aegis, the Immortal, so they're already feeling pretty good. Crystal Maiden stunned up, and
There's no buyback.
he moves uphill to get the hit. DJ, he's come to the front lines, jabs, there's Bryle jumping in for the kill, secure. Crystal Maiden couldn't get away from this, and Moon, you'll use the Sunder back up to full life, but he's still got the Aegis, the Immortal, and Meepo, Abed's not really pressuring the top lane. Bottom lane, he's ready to jump. In a couple of seconds, the fissure, the arrow will not be able to follow up into Ice. He really wasn't ready for the fissure to connect on that.
I'd like to see J-Storm be a bit more aggressive. They still have meta for a few more seconds. I want them to at least get tier 3.
It's like 2 seconds they got meta for. Ignite through the back. Enigma has to blink away from that one because he'll just have his blink on cooldown for so long. Tier 3 tower will fall for Rev. Some damage into the range racks. It's the sustained damage that cannot be regenerated. But they'll back up underneath their Observer Ward. Now time to finish up the Shrine.
They won't have meta again before Aegis pops, but you have a Scotty on Terrorblade now. And the burst damage from Fnatic, you have the potential, but oh man, they lost Enigma Black Hole on the Rubik as well. I would have liked to see them position a bit more aggressively once they killed that CM. They might be able to get racks, but...
You know what he's going to look for now? It's just going to be the Reaper's Scythe with... it's like you got the Aghanims upgraded 1-2.
Yeah. A lot of pressure on Ice to make a play here because he's the real answer to the Mu TB now.
Well, he's wrapped around the side, but you can see Munch, as you said, doing his job. Looking up the hills a little bit too late. Now the jump in. They go instantly onto the Ogre. Moves there, Raider Rock and Rumble. Reaper side does come down and kill off Munch.
They saw it.
100
They saw
seconds
it.
worth of a death. And no, it was Death Pulse. He got the Death Pulse only.
It's well played, though, by MP. You can't give away Scythe in this game. Not only is it the cancel for the Enigma Black Hole, but it's just so much damage in that respawn extra duration.
I like how Ice is getting the Lincoln Sphere, too. Like, he could have been looking at Refresher. He could have been looking at this kind of stuff, as we've seen him do previously. But instead, it's Lincoln's. You've got to block the seal some way.
Yeah. And there's no way to cancel it through BKB unless they want to Sunder into Rubik Steel, so... Definitely the right choice here. Whenever you're in a position as Enigma to ensure your black hole is uninterruptible, I think it's always a safe bet that you can itemize for it.
It's timed out now, the Aegis the Immortal. Jazz is already establishing vision for an aggressive play for Fnatic. He's got 2 observers and 3 sentries. But look at the line, the box that's being drawn right now by Millen. He knows exactly where they are. They're pushed in the bottom lane. No one's there to defend it instantly, but I bet he'll break his smoke. And now they know, but top lane, that black hole. Oh boy, that's what they wanted. ES is down. Same with the Mirana. What have we got for a steal? It's only going to be a tree toss. Fnatic, they just waited for it.
Yep.
And they got the right time. Now you push, now you force buyback.
Yep. I mean, that just, they know they're there.
Abed jumping in, looking for Millen. He was just short of him. He'll hit the Earthbind, but double buybacks will arrive. Thanks to this, we'll move, well actually, yeah, Blink, Echo Slam, straight forward. Bryle, the controller's out, Meepo, he's gonna go down, he E-blades, so they can't actually attack into the weakened Meepo, but it won't stop Move from beating through another one. So Meepo will fall, Crystal Maiden will join him as well, die next to his tier 2 tower, as Ice completes his TP out. So buybacks were committed, but they did get the big one, they did kill off Meepo.
It's true, but you've also now given Fnatic a win condition. If you can kill Bryle again, as we've seen time and time again, Abed's only threat is that Shaker. You got, they're in such a fine position. They walk out of base to defend a tier 2. There's just no need for that. You can see just the immediate buyback. There was actually a long TP from the Shaker. This might have been even better for J-Storm, but it's a 5-second TP. You still have time to get to Abed. I'm surprised he poofed all in. If he had maybe kept on the outside or ran right, something like that, it's just difficult.
And now it's J-Storm's turn to try and force some level of issue.
They want to force buyback on Meepo. It's very important. They don't have meta, but that's still a bloodlusted Terrorblade. He wrecks buildings.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And up through the mid. Creep wave's already arriving, and J-Storm, they're slipping in through the bottom. Their sentry wall's down on either side, but they want to take the racks. Force back a Meepo buyback. He'll be more concerned about the racks. As, well, DJ, he couldn't clean through the illusion to try and get a toss back. In fact, I don't know what he actually tossed that died instantly. Instead, It's just DJ who'll die. They take the bottom melee racks, exactly what J-Storm wanted, and they get out.
And they have a nice Arcane Rune bottom. I hope Bryle, he could actually... I guess you could pick it up on the Shaker. I was thinking maybe you save it for your Terror Blade, but that's fine. Moo almost has enough gold to finish Butterfly and have buyback, and then he'll be pretty much capped out. And he's even now with the Meatball. So we were talking about damage output and J-Storm having problems. This is the stage of the game where their draft peaks. You said, I don't like Terror Blade Ogre as an opener either, but hey, when you get to 40 minutes in an even game...
Sure, enjoy it.
Hell yeah.
But now the Lincoln Sphere is also on the Enigma, so Stolen Black Hole is very, very difficult unless they get that initial jump stun. March, he's dropping his sentries. He brought a lot because they lost the gem as well in the previous fights.
Yeah, that was the other thing. They've had the illusion of confidence because 4 have had that gem, but immediately black holed by Ice, who has to make another big play. He's got that Lincoln's. You cannot interrupt Black Hole unless you do some crazy Sunder shenanigans, but we'll see. He's got to get the Terror Blade like we've been talking about. You have a big issue with your Meepo. It's cool, right? Because you have Shaker that answers Meepo, Enigma that answers TB. And that's really all the teams have to deal with these very...
This is a really good spawn time for J-Storm as long as they can watch Roshan. The catapult will come in. Leave the illusion, March. Leave the illusion. It's got 5 seconds before Roshan spawns. Enigma conversions are coming down as well to have a look for it.
It's the refresher shard as well. How do you deal with a Shaker with 2 echoes and an Enigma with 2 black holes? It's game changing.
Well, Roshan is alive, but J-Storm,
they're smoked.
Yeah, they see the vision everywhere. They actually see it up on the hillside. Okay, now they do. Yep. Boom, boom. Knock it down. Fnatic actually have like their only observer and sentries that currently exist, and now behind where the tier, they're right back on top lane, almost at J-Storm's base. The map is so dark and full of terrors.
Yeah, and it's difficult. You can't really walk up high grounds. We can talk about the defensive team having an advantage. If you're J-Storm here, this is a risky maneuver. You're
Roshan. Fnatic is so far away from it. They're not here to fight.
As long as March and 4F stay on this high ground, they'll be fine.
They did burn Metamorphosis to get this. They can't easily just chain out, but here comes Fnatic. They're rolling forward. Tiny, he's close. Mirana gonna show herself, but BK beat up. There's more of a distraction. Aegis Immortal is in the hand of Moo, and you've got the chase onto the Crystal Maiden from Forev. Doesn't see him, but the arrow! Ice actually tanked it, so Chad can survive.
That's no buyback.
Was short range, 100 seconds on the sideline for a Mirana. This will waste a lot of time. Aegis Cheese and Refresher, however, did get into the hands of J-Storm.
I love that first leap. I could see an argument for the second. The third one, at that point, you've made the space. Maybe it's time to turn around, but it's all good.
I've heard the phrase, third leap's the charm.
Yeah. And now you're in a position, if you're Fnatic, yeah, maybe you could threaten a bit, but you know the Terrorblade has Aegis.
But do you still go it? Like,
probably get a tier 2.
Mirana is down. You know her buyback because it's on cooldown, so it's not a question of money. They know it's not there. So it's a 4v5. As long as Fnatic keep their positioning good, they've got the BKB Black Hole and Ice.
You were talking about wards. They would prefer to fight in this area while that high ground ward to their left is still standing.
But they don't have that creep wave on top. Like, Arbet just sent a couple of Meepos up there to deal with it. But that's Moo. They think it's probably an illusion, but that's the real one. He's almost using it like it is an illusion.
Yeah, because bear in mind that Necro has a Radiance, so every reflection mid-fight limits the amount of damage a Meepo can deal physically.
I suppose it goes the other way too, right? Like Terrorblade trying to beat through it.
I think Fnatic could have made a play there. Moo was standing out in front of his tower for a few seconds.
Now they're going to go bottom. That's a huge creep wave coming in. The Meepo has to clean this up, but it's also not the hero you want to have this on. Like, okay, Arbet's going to get a little bit more money so he can buy up the BTs. But at what point do you sit there saying, well, we actually need to start pumping money into everybody else?
Well, this is no longer the phase of the game Meepo thrives in. They wanted to close this game out earlier, but J-Storm's done a great job controlling the pit. They've got every single Aegis.
Mirana was dead for how long?
Yeah.
And now is back up with no real advantage for Fnatic.
It's tough. They need Aegis. Simply put, you can't contest J-Storm as the aggressor at the moment because they've got the BKBs. They've got the Shaker now with the Refresher as expected. In March, just waddling in slowly, has a Glimmer Cape, 2,000 HP.
Tiny's getting into position so we can actually fight this. Like, he's in the back lines. Shadowblade now going to be burnt. They want to try and find the initiation, but they need information to do it.
This is cool. Ice has a Dark Troll Summoner, so even if he gets the Rubik to a steal on the black hole, he can cancel it himself with his HOD creep.
DJ jumps in. He's
back.
already going towards Mood. That puts him in very, very deep in the Echo Slam. It does heavy damage. Black hole out from Ice, but it is stolen by Millen, and he turns it around. He actually clipped across the maiden in the tree line, so she'll fall as well. The Terrorblade is standing his ground to fight. Remember, he has the Aegis of the Immortal. He hasn't gone down yet, and this Terrorblade inside the Metamorphosis still doesn't want to die. There's another toss back. This time it's over on the Ogre after double buyback from Fnatic. They need to keep this solid defense going, but then they still can't get the kill. Finally, they're able to do it.
Abed's still ratting bottom, though. He's TPing a Meepo in. He's going to look to poof in soon. He got the glyph already. He'll be taking bottom racks in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, he actually stopped his jump in.
Ooh.
He was TPing over, but he didn't complete it.
That's unfortunate. He would have 100% got at least the tier 3.
Yeah,
They
the rest
preserve
of them are
racks.
now arriving.
3 buybacks for a racks, though. Definitely not worth, but
Ogre's going to buy back too. It's like he's going to be the one to defend it as J-Storm want to go once again. They still have the Aegis on the Terrorblade. They have already used the Refresher Shard, so Braal's got a second ultimate ready to rock and rumble. He just needs a target to do it on. And Ice presents himself for half a second. No black hole for him. How did they actually get through? Did he not burn the BKB?
on her.
The
He got the
seal.
Sunder. The
It
Sunder
was the
actually
Sunder that
canceled
triggered
the
it.
Lincolns.
Okay.
Which, and still somehow Mu preserves his Aegis. He was just fighting at 180 HP, cleans up both kills, thanks to the great ultimate and response by Milan. But bear in mind, it's all about the Aegis. It's fading in 45 seconds. They will not have meta up once again. And as long as this game continues, it's still anybody's ball game because both cores, or both teams rather, have cores capable of getting megas in a 1 minute window, let alone a 2 minute respawn like these level 25 heroes rather will soon have.
J-Storm are just moving into rune control now. Fnatic, they're just looking to come outside their own base. This is what they would like. Luckily for them, they still have that that stolen gem to get rid of any aggressive vision that J-Storm have, but the 45-minute bounty runes are up. And you wait for the next Roshan time, 3 minutes before he can potentially respawn. That's a very long time for Fnatic to sit inside their base. At least the Meepo can keep doing split pushes, because he keeps just TPing out and then sending his Mantra illusions to push in the lane. And it's always bottom. He always is trying to like push out the bottom lane again.
You can see both teams just afraid, but still J-Storm able to output more pressure on the map just because they're the team with the Terrorblade, not a Meepo. The next big clash is going to be for Roche. We'll respawn anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes from now.
They're pinging out Mu. We just realized that no one took the bounty runes on bottom lane. With Meepo's pressuring, he probably thought they were both gone.
Yep. I like this decision. You want to be cutting this wave because Meepo can only maintain presence down here if there's a creep. And if you clear them out, all of a sudden, they're going to be fully locked in the Fnatic base. And that's what you want to make sure you can do here as J-Storm.
You have a BKB on the Rubik. It's, oof. Yeah.
I like how both the Rubik and Enigma itemize for black holes. Like, they understand what they got to do.
This is exactly the way we had our game previously. It's like, well, okay, if I hit this, we should be able to win it. But it's also the telekinesis land distance, so it's a long pick and grab back. We've already seen Tiny being really effective in some situations for Fnatic, but just that reposition. But telekinesis does pretty much the same thing now.
Oh, they saw that
5-man
smoke.
smoke up, goes right underneath the dire obs and sentry.
Yep, and they're going to go camp the high ground where they know they have sentries and a ward of their own. Fnatic, they're set up nicely.
There's
if
the
J-Storm
scan.
walk in.
The scan to confirm it too, and it will be the Ogre. He pings it, so they are fully aware. DJ's under the cover of his own Shadow Blade. Is they going to put a sentry a little bit closer? Moonlight Shadow as well from J-Storm.
Looking for a toss back.
Well,
Might find it.
they're underneath the sentry ward. They have to know there's so much information, so Forever will reveal himself for half a second.
They want to look to pre-click a scythe onto one of these targets, preferably Forev.
It's Millen. See him, they actually Lincoln Sphered the back. He's Lincoln Sphered up because the black hole's back off cooldown.
Yep. They're under dire wards though. They really
There's
need
your toss back.
sentries.
They found their target. Moog going to BKB very, very quickly. Reflection turned on. They just focus onto the range ranks to begin with. They're still trying to keep this Rubik in a very threatening position. And he kind of is. And Ogre is the only one on the front lines that can go on. But that's not the target they wanted to actually connect. Instant Echo Slam committal. They need to get back out again. Fortification's been burnt. Necro has buyback available. And now the jump. DJ gets the toss back. And it's onto the Hexed up for Rev. Abed wants to try and finish the job, but he didn't do it just yet. Now the black hole is picked up. Terrorblade. Get this, but the bigger one! The return from Rubik! The real Enigma! Miller will have a double kill buybacks now. Thick and fast from both sides. Mirana's back up, but 3 heroes down for Fnatic. It's all up to Abed to repel the J-Storm invaders. Milan, he's invis with Glimmer Cape. He taunted and went the other direction. He's TPing out of this entire fight. Ogre will not be able to do so, however. He knows he has to die for this cause. But my god.
Keep in mind now, 3 heroes dead. They all have buyback, but Meepo can move out on the map very quickly and look to possibly make some plays. 4 have no buyback down in the bottom lane, but you got to be afraid if you're Abed. You know there's no echo, but your Meepo still die just to the damage and stun combination of these heroes. And my god, what an Enigma hole.
Which one? Which
The
one do you
Rubik's,
want to go
the
on? The
Rubik's.
Rubik's, okay.
That was great. That is a treat to watch. And
They knew it, though. They knew it. Like, that Lincoln Sphere
yeah,
got completed up on Mirana just before the fight was even beginning, and you're going to see it right now.
The key is that they committed their BKBs early enough that they pushed Fnatic back and ensured they would get the racks no matter how this fight went. And yeah, Milan turns this around, but it could have very possibly been a few more casualties for J-Storm if not for that big turnaround, but they would have got the objective, and that's critical because they just need that one more for Megas, and it's so hard to come back from Megas with a draft like Fnatic's.
Yep. Still cannot believe it. Like, you actually almost had a 4-man. Like, it was so close to Ice that you're being dragged into this as well. And now you look towards the next Roshan. Yeah, critical moment, 22 seconds away from spawn time. The couriers are trying to scout it out. This poor little courier. He's still got a shield available, so juke it up. Juke as hard as you possibly can. Get over the trees and away from Abed. He's trying to find it.
And you could see as well, Abed really didn't have any presence in that fight until all the BKBs and the black hole were expended. The only way he can initiate without an Aegis is that he gets something tossed back into his Hex. And that's what happened, and that's why 4F died, but the Terrorblade is the real threat. He's finishing a Daedalus. He is 6-slotted.
But if Ice can control him, you have double black hole. Refresher Orb is completed on the Enigma. Roshan has just spawned up. Everybody has everything available, apart from Rubik not having an already stolen black hole. That's the only difference in this fight. So Fnatic, they smoke. They're looking for the opportunity. Anything they can find. J-Storm are pretty much together apart from March. He's back at the base at the moment. Trying to walk back out. The Dire will scan. Looks like Braal's going to actually he's going to trigger it. DJ looks for him. Braal very quick on the blink away. Dodges the attack of Fnatic. The smoke will fail.
The big target for Fnatic, other than the Terrorblade, if they can find him with no cost to themselves, is 4F. He has no buyback.
They took the Dominator creep out, so no more easy scouting.
Game completely even at 51 minutes in. You can see it flip-flopping back and forth. Whoever gets this next Roche will be 100% in the driver's seat. Racks be damned. They don't mean anything in a game with all the map control these teams can export.
How many E-Blazes does it really get before it's getting ridiculous? That is now the 3rd E-Blade over on Abed.
What else do you buy, though? That's the thing. You're a Meepo. You get stats. You kill buildings, heroes.
What happened to the old days? It's like, we're just going to start stacking Scardies onto the Meepo or something like this. Not even a butterfly. Doesn't even want that. Well, Frostbite over on the Ogre. Moo is working on Roshan. He's out too far. The Echo Sound. They just want to kill off the Enigma straight away. They have the damage. Now you'll go for the Black Hole. Milan's got the space. And he's got the Black Hole as well. Ice is down for 2 minutes. He had nothing left to give apart from the refresh roll, but on bottom lane, Abed's pushing in. He's taking the tier 3 towers. They're pretty heavily split up. Abed, the Black Hole! Milan's got him. March is there to follow up. They're just going to hold him in position. The multi-cast stunts and the Braille. He is there. The ES, the arrow will connect as well, and they've got the kill. Meepo is down. Buyback is available. Roshan is alive and kicking. The Fnatic. How many team fights can go this way for J-Storm? It's meant to be Fnatic's.
Ice cannot ult there. That's the 2nd time he wastes an ultimate, which usually isn't so bad, but you're giving it away to an Ags Rubik. You can't do that.
Hey, the bright side, Milan's going to have that on cooldown for 2 minutes. He can't use the Black Hole again in the next engagement. So J-Storm actually need to delay the fight before they engage again. And now the jump, DJ actually pulling out Forev. Leap away, get the hell out of dodge with the Reaper's side. That will kill him. 165-second death timer. And you know where Fnatic will go. They need to take Roshan. They need to get this Aegis into Abed.
That was the only hero on J-Storm that couldn't die. The only one. And now you're going to be 4v5ing. You have to try and defend this. You won't have Black Hole. As you said, you have no Mirana for 2 minutes.
Echo Slam's got it's got 18 seconds now on the counter.
Look at DJ.
Moo. A little bit further out. MP doesn't have another Reaper Science, but DJ, as you said, walking forward underneath the Observer and Sentry. Millen will pick him up and toss it back down again. That gets us on over to Necro. Not to mention the follow-up Avalanche. They just try and control him. Moo's put his own BKB, but they want DJ dead. He's now down for 110 seconds. Ice was ready to jump in and force it all over again, but he BKB'd and then blinked away. Could not find the target he wanted. And now, as Terrorblade takes the life of Ogre, they go in towards Roshan. Ogre will say hello, gets a multicast done over on the Necro, 4 times cast on him. The Glimmer Cape to try and get him out of dodge, plus the 4-star out. Moo is doing Roshan, still 2 heroes dead from either side. Ice wants to come over, but the BKB being on cooldown, he's so timid about it. He doesn't want to go for the jump Black Hole just yet. Necro's nearby, now you jump in, you'll set the rub, the Black Hole, he'll catch out Moo, but then in through the back lines, Millen, he'll end up cancelling it as well as the CM ulti. There's a Telekinesis that did the work. Buyback out from the Terrorblade. Roshan still low at 1.8k. They need more time, they need more life. Fnatic needs more people, more abilities, and they got none of it. They have to let Roshan go.
I don't understand. They're so timid. Why are they so timid? You know you have Black Hole. The enemy side does not. Necrophos.
Oh, and they're going to do double Black Hole. They gave the refresher shot to the Rubik. So he'll have a double Black Hole in the next engagement.
And he re-stole that from Ice, so he's going to have that for the full duration of the steal. You know there's no buyback on Tiny. You know there's no buyback on Necro if you kept the timer.
I still can't believe it was his Telekinesis that canceled both Black Hole as well as Freezing Field, the 2 major abilities Fnatic needs for the team fight.
And they have Aegis on move, so that buyback didn't matter. And you know, Abed's got nothing left.
He's trying to push the bottom lane out. He's sending his Meepos down there, but they just rip apart the mid. You know it's a great game when you're not even going to give a refresher shot over towards the Terrorblade. No double metamorphosis. They just go through the mid racks. They look towards the tier 4 towers as well. There's no buyback on the Necro. Black Hole's down for another 64 seconds on the Enigma.
He's trying to save it. He's going to have to refresh. He will not have time.
They're smoking up. Abed, how hard do you push the bottom? Your Dire Ancient is already being completely pounded. Ice blinks in with a BKB. He is just fading it out. Millen! He hit him! Ice wanted the hole, but he gets it, but it's just the wrong way inserted. Fnatic, they're losing everybody, and this will be the Dire Ancient going down. Meepo is trying to do the best he possibly can back at the Radiant base, but it is all for naught. J-Storm take game 1. The curse is alive. Thanks, Kyle. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I got no words for this one, Tobes. I mean, wow, what a hell of a game from J-Storm. That was a treat to watch. I don't really know if I fully understand what we just saw, but that's the that's the second time we've seen a Rubik
versus Enigma. It's just like it's the sweet spot of Dota right now in this meta, and it makes Terrorblade bearable. Terrorblade actually he went 12-3-13. The amount of damage he did was insane. He had 718 CS, 41,000 damage inside the game. But for me, the star, it was Millen, it was Rubik. He always found the position, but he wouldn't have had that right if he didn't get the Blink Dagger, if they didn't win that initial fight when they went into Roshan.
Yep, and that's what's crazy. Even though you'd say Fnatic are heavy favorites, they were in my top 3 coming into the event. J-Storm, how many people had them getting out of the BO1s, let alone here, a game up on Fnatic? It's one mistake. That's how close the scene is nowadays. You make that one critical error, you give away a Roshan, all of a sudden you got a game on your hands, and if their Rubik's outplaying your Enigma, you're in trouble.
Yeah, well, we're marking Roshan as one of those big turning points panel. What did you think? How was everybody so wrong?
Ooh, that is a great question, Toby. How was everybody so wrong? I think I know the answer. Of course, turn to my panelists and analysts for the actual answer. But to be honest, that just looked like, no offense to J-Storm, who played great after given those opportunities, but those opportunities should not have been given to them if Fnatic played properly. Gods, Trent, and Bulldog.
Do you guys want to start, please?
I don't know. We're just like the entire game.
You guys got the gas? You guys want to just like pour the stuff out, get the lighter going? I got Zippo. It's real nice. Let's burn it to the ground, baby.
There was a lot of mistakes that game for sure, but it all really just started with the Meepo dying in the first Roche. Because when you play against Meepo, it's like a snowball hero. You will get that first Roche and you just snowball from that. And is this the first fight?
Here it is.
Yeah, this is it.
Just
And
walk
all
in
its
here.
beauty.
And this is where it just goes so
It's
wrong.
like we're sitting here like there's only one way. There's only one way they come back in, and
Yep.
that's if they screw up at Roche somehow. But we saw how much control Fnatic had over the map for the first 25 minutes. They were just pushing J-Storm wherever they wanted, and at the one moment where it finally became important to push into a certain part of the map, they were just able to contest Roche.
Yeah. Like, what are these black holes?
Uh,
What was Ice doing
Let's
this
start
game?
that train. You want to get that one going?
Yeah, we're talking about the strategy and like how they missed their Meepo snowball. Let's just talk about Ice. Here's a great black hole.
That was his best one of the game.
1 out of
200.
200. And it wasn't that the other ones were missing. It was that they were giving Rubik black hole, throwing fights, putting it on cooldown.
Solo
They
catching
got that
March.
ogre.
Dude,
Yes,
March got
two-
owned by that black
Two
hole.
one-man ogre black holes. Oh, I've never seen him play this bad in his life. This
It's-
black hole, like they don't even kill the TB here.
It was something that Black on the panel the other day. The further the tournament goes, the more Ice chokes. Well,
This
he might
was
have been right.
definitely one of those.
Played awfully. Like this is not Ice Dota.
I mean, and that's easy for us to say, like, we can blame it on him from our perspective, but it definitely seems to be coming down to communication. I would say at the key, there were so many weird fights from Fnatic where, like, one person's in, one person's out, and we got players running off in different directions. It feels like someone's initiating and the other hero's BKBing and blinking backwards, and you're like, all right, what is happening in this game?
And it's like we never saw Abed in a team fight as well, which is like, again, to talk about the communication, it's like not even criticizing him. It's just they're not on the same page. They're not creating an opening for Meepo to actually go in and clean up.
But that's probably because they itemized wrong as well. We mentioned like they went too many daggers. If Enigma just goes the tank build, just walks in and just like go focus me. I got the pipe and all that.
I got very concerned when Scriff brought up the scoreboard and it's like, oh, there's 4 blink daggers this early. What? Why is that happening?
Well, I mean, Fnatic probably didn't play as best as we were expecting them to, but we have to give credit where credit is due. J-Storm, every small opportunity we're said, that one moment, you know, you got to pull through in the clutch. It happened. Browse Earthshaker on point. We get Milan's Rubik on point. Great steals all around.
This is like if the army of 300 at Thermopylae actually killed all the Persians, not just slowed them down. They just straight up killed millions more than themselves. That's pretty much this game.
J-Storm played, you know, like they're like a 9 out of 10 with how they play this game. Fnatic, they're like a 3 out of 10 maybe with how they played.
But
And the game was this close. That's like Fnatic played that badly. J-Storm played amazing, and the game was close.
Yeah.
But this is how I feel like Fnatic's been playing all tournament, honestly. Like, Kyle mentioned he thought they were top 3, and I was like, are you sure about that? And they've just been playing so bad, honestly. So sloppy all games.
People definitely had high expectations of them coming in, but the matches that they've played so far haven't really impressed anyone. As we mentioned, the 2 victories that they do have under their belt, Gambit and Tigers, not the strongest team in the tournament. J-Storm, I mean, they're overperforming here, and I'm loving it because they're creating great plays.
As much as we're talking about like the itemization and stuff of Fnatic, I thought everything was perfect from J-Storm. They didn't fall into the trap of the Aghanim Scepter. I think that was perfect from Bryle. Get the Blink Dagger first. Their only hope was like the first 2 Echoes had to be perfect, and then he can get into those next tier of items. He just ditched the Ags altogether, right? Just going for like the Yules and the Shadow Blade and everything to start that game off. So perfect. You know, versus the other items.
I come back to something that was said in the green room earlier this tournament. You cannot predict bad play. You're laughing, but it's true.
Yeah, I stand by that prediction. I feel like we all made the right prediction there, guys.
I mean, we predict, we predict based on draft, and the draft here was very clear in favor of Fnatic.
Those were good predictions.
I stand by that prediction. I'm down. Go for it.
Zero shame here.
Yeah.
Flame me on, I'm sure I've got 10 tweet mentions right now, like LOL, analyst predictions. Like, I don't care.
All right, cool.
We should have known better, though, once Kyle predicted Fnatic as well. You guys, that is a lot of things to shake off for Fnatic in the second game, because it is a best of 3. It is an elimination best of 3. Let's see what's going to happen in game 2 after the break. A big battle being fought right now, and it is not one in Dota 2. It is a mental battle in Fnatic house. It is a battle from can they overcome the massive tilt that is going on, or the massive choke, if you want to call it that went down in that first game of the series. J-Storm versus Fnatic, best of 3. And of course, you are watching the Kuala Lumpur Dota 2 a major, the first major of the DPC, a major that Fnatic came into as one of the favorites. A lot of people had them at least in the top 6. And, well, it's not looking like a top 6 team right now. Better yet, they're not looking like a top 8 team right now. J-Storm is very happy with that. They come in as the underdog, and they have performed here in this first game, taking the victory, playing crisp, having probably the worst lineup according to everybody here, but playing it to their strengths and having a victory. Here to discuss the second game, Gods, Trent, Bulldog. We've been pretty harsh on Fnatic, and I would like to say rightfully so, but at the same time, I feel like J-Storm, they are also going to be looking back at this game. I mean, we know Fnatic can do it. It's just what's going to happen in the second game. How is J-Storm going to look at that game and move forward?
I hope they don't look at it and be like, hey, we drafted really well. And we're really well prepared to beat them. But, I mean, they got to be really happy with how they played. I think as a team, they were super on point, prepared, very aggressive when they need to be, played safe when they need to be. Like, they did everything right. They looked like a great team there.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you could do really in that game. Like, that was pretty much unwinnable, it felt like. I mean, that's the thing about Dota, though. That's the beauty. Yes, we see these drafts. We talk about out drafts and everything, but we talk about you do actually have to play the draft. You do have to actually utilize your heroes. So no matter how much gold is on that meepo, if it's not hitting heroes, it doesn't really do anything. Yep. And that's kind of what that one felt like.
They probably feel pretty confident now going into this game because Fnatic, they probably came into this like, we're better, you know, we're probably going to win this. But after that game, like, I don't think they need to think so much about their draft. Just like untilt from that. Just calm down. We're still good. Just untilt.
They are experienced players, though. They can do that.
It's possible, but also it's like, as a whole, where's the Fnatic team at? Someone who I was talking to at lunch was saying, yeah, it was met Fnatic outside. They were smoking or just hanging out. I don't remember what it was, but it sounded like the team just wasn't in a good place, they were saying. Like, they were like, oh, how are things? It's like, oh, not good. It's Ice saying, oh, no, things are bad. So you never know how serious he's being, but...
well, that previous game...
Yeah, that previous game made it look like Fnatic's in a bit of a rough spot right now. Even if they somehow get out of this best of 3, there's no way they're favorites, I think, at any future best of 3s they play, based on what we've seen from them.
Let this be a lesson what happens when you don't do Slack's content. There is a curse.
There's the
they
curse.
refused to do their content, and look what happened.
True.
You know? Slacks can teach you wonders.
And they did one worse, is they then told other teams they didn't have to do content.
Exactly.
Which is like...
Yeah. Was that actually real, that they didn't want to do content, or was it a meme?
No, it was real.
It was real.
That was the truth.
Not wanting it? That's weird.
They curse themselves.
They don't care about the fans.
Curse themselves.
They hate the fans.
That escalated quickly. First we flame the hell out of their play, and now they hate their fans.
All right, you guys. Let's see what's going to happen here in this second game. The draft is on your screen. The ban's already happening. Not much change so far. I just hope, I think if J-Storm, I mean, they played that draft perfectly. If they have a better draft, they're going to take the series easily because their execution was on point.
It really was. Can't ask much more. I do like the TV ban. I think that's probably one of the best heroes that the team plays with. The other strat that they used a lot was Drow, and that was left in throughout all of that, but of course they had already gotten their TB, so curious to see if J-Storm go back for it.
An A Drow strat, honestly. I feel like Fnatic can easily deal with that, especially if they get the Tiny. But, yeah, we'll see. Again, they just leave the Tiny Enigma, it looks like.
Yep. And they leave those in. Let's see what the last ban is for Storm. Previously, they banned out the Weaver here, and they do it again.
Yep.
So, Tiny, Enigma, Terrorblade, Ogre, first 4 pickups of previous games still in the pool.
Just the Tiny again?
It is the Tiny again.
Okay.
All right. I mean, the draft wasn't bad, I guess. And they can play Tiny in multiple positions.
Yeah. I heard Pi talking about on the panel how he doesn't like these teams to straight up first picking Tiny all the time, though.
Why not?
I like to think that your 4, you tend to kind of want to have like a reason for it in the game. Like you want heroes that it counters and stuff. And I feel like sometimes this Tiny just winds up in a place where it's not very good at this. Like maybe your team can't play fast enough to take advantage of like some early nuke ganks or something like that, or doesn't have a good killing partner, and then it gets all weird, and you can't put him as a 5. You know, it doesn't really work.
Yep, I agree with that.
So then it just like throwing DJ. Like I felt like that game, the Tiny just had nothing to do. and then that's one of your best players, I would say, overall.
Yeah, but that was a lot because just the itemization was wrong on Enigma, I would say the most. Like, I rarely see a bad Tiny game, except when he's at 5, honestly. Like, this hero is just super good right now in the meta. As long as he's not at 5, I feel like they just switch it up. Put it on Abed mid if we can see the J-Storms mid first, because this hero is still super good mid. Put a lot of pressure on the enemy. But J-Storm, what hero will they pick for? X?
The X.
And Bane?
So that replaces the TV ban, is that right? Was that ban last
Yes,
time? Or? Yeah.
correct.
It feels like this could be a hero that March could be playing.
Yeah.
He
I
has not
wonder,
showed, but I feel
yeah.
like it would fit him. Just run at the enemy.
He can handle such a high skill hero in the laning
A
stage.
manly hero.
There's no skill. It's just RNG. You spin or you don't. You know.
But he does play the 5 though, so I guess they don't really want to give him farm. Just pick him the Bane.
5 seconds remaining.
Pick him the Bane.
Fnatic's turn.
They picked him the Rubik. Well, they picked
Okay.
Milan the Rubik. He had a
Thing.
great
I
Rubik game.
don't think you go Enigma again after that game. If you're doing it, it's like, DJ, you're taking this, please. No, I think maybe we see the MP Necro again, just as a comfort pick, and then you can ban out some of the counters. Could work. I don't know if you'll get Necro in the second stage like you did in game 1.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I definitely think if they don't take Necro here, it'll be banned. At the same time, maybe J-Storm's still going to be considering things like the Meepo, and our Broodmother was still left in throughout all of last draft, I think.
Brood,
Yep.
Meepo, and Huskar were all left in. Like
Yeah.
the cheese ones were all left in the pool.
The Drow is the hero you guys are talking about. Could always make an appearance too. Both teams have plenty of room to fit it in, particularly if there's still like a Moran in the pool alongside it.
Fnatic
Definitely feels like it's fallen off quite a bit.
Necro.
Yes.
Sweet. Fnatic's just, I think when you're in the spot they're in, they're going to keep trying to stick to their comfort picks,
Yeah.
play nothing too crazy, nothing too new, and just hope they can find a way out of the rut because they haven't been playing too well as a team.
Yeah, so no cheese, just
It's maybe, I mean, I think cheese is part of their normal strategies. They're just a team that likes broods and meepos and whatnot. But nothing like crazy new.
no. Easy to execute drafts.
I'd like that, yeah.
Easy plans.
And hallelujah, we got rid of the 3 annoying cores. No PL, Terrorblade, or Morphling.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's amazing.
Microfrost has been on the banning side a lot as well, but with only 33% win rate, not sure why.
So if I look at this, I tend to start thinking about the Bryle Invoker too, just because there's already Necrophos, they have the Axe, and I think when all those like hard carries are gone, they tend to do this like double offlaner strat from J-Storm. At least that was something they looked really comfortable with in the past months. And then that allows you to have like a super hard mid where you just put like Moo on, you know, like that Timber-esque hero, something along those lines, and then Forev just gets his kill in lane style hero. But with the 10th pick, they'll have that option much later.
Yeah. I think you might be considering like a Mirana Ben here. It just feels like super comfort zone for J-Storm with how it plays multiple roles. And
It's good against Necro.
yeah, it's good against Necro. The game goes on. Eventually you can hit the 5-second arrow and be able to just win a fight from that.
There were some very fight-winning arrows in that game. I know we spent the majority of our time flaming Fnatic, but there were definitely some moments like Ice just blinks into what looks like a pretty good position and suddenly he's arrowed for 5 seconds. And just so much, so many games played as of late from Forev on that.
Yeah, J-Storm with the execution. And that was a hard to execute draft. I'm hoping for them that they're going to have a little bit easier time this time with their draft.
I think it's harder for them with playing without the like TB or Morphling type hero because I think that was kind of the key pick in that last game in so many ways. When there was an even game, they were able to trade towers and objectives because they have this TB. They were able to go late game because of it. And Fnatic are much happier in a game without those carries because they've got MP. That's just not his style.
Yeah.
They're mid-stack carry player.
Then you always have to be worried about Moo's Timber or anything like that, though, because he normally also doesn't play those type of carries, right? I mean, obviously,
true.
previous game he did, but
This game you have Necrophos at least, which is pretty good against it. They do ban out the Husker, which kind of indicates that they might want to put Tiny mid or just pick up a TA maybe.
Yeah, just having 9th pick too.
Yeah, having a TA scaling. Well, they ban Timber themselves.
Okay.
Panda, I
Are
guess
they-
then,
Panda.
and then March Axe.
Or they want to do like a
Well, they-
Drow Mirana here or something.
Mirana plus probably they don't have March here yet, so maybe they just picked that up without showing anything.
Bane still in the pool, Undying.
Bane, Spirit
obviously
Breaker,
banned out.
Undying.
Oh, I mean that Bane save on the site. Let's go, March.
Undying
Flex
sounds
again.
pretty good here though.
I mean, the Timber ban definitely speaks to what they're picking here, though, because there's
5
nothing
seconds remaining.
about the Axe Rubik that says Timber's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I think they'll pick Undying here.
Fanatics
It is just an ice comfort hero
Oh.
too.
Undying ban.
It's the other one.
Oh, it's banned.
First stage, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's the other March
I
hero.
made the same mistake previous game. He just first phased out.
Yep.
But Ogre comes out for March.
Get some multicast on Necrophos.
Yeah, that's one thing Bing can't really do. Not that great a control. Like, you can Fiend's Grip a Necro that runs into the fight, but you probably won't have enough team damage to kill him, whereas the multicast can actually take advantage of the Ghost Shroud.
10 seconds remaining.
Imagine J-Storm's going to be like
5
fourth pick some
seconds
Mirana or
remaining.
something. Flex core. Good Bloodlust target. What a Fnatic one.
Just some jabsy hero.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing them play some Brewmaster. The Dispel against Ogre Bloodlust. But there's the Jab Bane pickup.
Bane into Rubik. Okay, we got a couple steals stacking up here from Milan.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really ever worry about that too much, though. You just
No,
have to
it's
keep
true.
picking heroes that
Yeah.
you want to pick.
But you know, Milan's just sitting there rubbing his hands like, all right, here we
yeah,
go.
Yeah.
there's just certain heroes you really don't want to pick against Rubik, like Enigma or maybe like Omni when he was back.
The Weaver.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that Enigma. Pretty rough. Don't think Fnatic wants to pick that regardless of if there's a Rubik on the other side or not. This didn't work out.
That's kind of weird, but I really feel like they're gonna ban Invoker. Is it worth taking Invoker here if you're J-Storm? You just don't. You just don't do it. Because I'm
I think
pretty
it's-
sure Fnatic's gonna ban it.
You set yourself up for the counter pick because Fnatic's happy to pick their mid fourth anyways because they have the back-to-back picks, so it might just go right into a TA at that point.
That's true.
like-
And then you have to do some side lane Invoker and stuff.
And that's what Fnatic want. They want to have that Abed playing mid on a carry that has a lane winning matchup while MP plays a Necrophos. So that
Yeah.
just sounds like playing into Fnatic's hands a bit
I don't
too
think
much.
they can pick a mid hero here. They probably just need to pick the carry because probably Axe offlane at this point.
Yeah.
They just pick. They need a good mid matchup. So what
Hmm.
does Moo want?
I know. Then I start thinking about like Void and stuff too. He's like kind of this Moo-esque heroes. I feel like that's how he like wants to play his game.
Right, there you go.
Don't ever go too deep with the J-Storm draft.
No, yeah, I'd say
keep it
we're-
simple, stupid.
Just gonna keep going around. It's mid or safe lane is the nice thing with this hero. If it gets a good lane matchup, mid Brow could play it. Otherwise, you can put it on Moo. It's super flexible.
Some BKB heroes
10
perhaps here
seconds remaining.
for old Fnatic.
5 seconds remaining.
Go make sure whatever they're going to plan on playing mid can't be too heavily counterpicked. Make sure Abed gets that good matchup.
Nina's still in. Yule's builder versus the Axe.
Yep.
It's kind of the default hero that people go towards.
He plays Invoker, but there might be some bad matchups you got to worry about.
A hero that was banned previous game was gonna say Arc Warden.
That is true. It was banned out in the second phase.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and now it makes its appearance.
And he has played it 3 times before this. Abed did anyway, with 2 victories, 1 loss against VP.
Okay.
This is a bad sign when Ice is on the camera and there's a meme. That means he's upset.
No, I don't think he knows he's on the
10
camera though.
seconds remaining.
To his
He knows.
defense.
He would be sleeping.
He always knows.
He knows. He's got like a
Oh,
red
I
button.
guess the red light goes on, huh?
He does have this like blank look like, man, what's going on?
Yeah, you can see the depression on his face.
He's thinking deep about his hero. You know, he's got at least 9th pick here.
This could be their last game, you know? He's got to focus.
It will be their last game.
Wow.
I already
Alright.
predicted.
Fanatics turn
Already
ahead.
predicted.
Batrider band. There's been times where Ice has played the Necro, but much
Yeah.
more. This tournament's only been MP.
Yep.
I don't think there's any safe laners that stand out necessarily. Maybe you could do like a Monkey King versus the Axe or something, because Axe doesn't have the strongest lane support.
Heroes that Isis has played this tournament still is that are still in the
10
pool is
seconds
Wraith
remaining.
King, Brood, Tide, Brewmaster. He's played a Nature's Prophet and a Pango game. He's been playing a lot of different heroes actually.
And he's gonna be
Oh,
on
okay.
Tiny.
Cool.
Now
Okay.
that's what you do. The game, last one, we get ourselves a
A
DJ
carry-
Earth
DJ
Spirit.
Earth
Carrier
Spirit.
spirit.
And that means that
Tiny's gonna be core.
Tiny's gonna be for Ice. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. That makes sense.
Ooh.
Some NA dotes here. Some
Oh,
Medusa
boy.
picks. Is that good against
It's
our
a
board?
fast 10th pick.
I'm not sure I like that hero. Just a little bit too slow.
Yeah.
That makes it much harder. I was definitely going to say J-Storm, but now I don't know anymore.
Hopping off the Medusa.
That Medusa turned you off from going for
It was the wrong snake. It was Venom you should have picked.
They should have
Yeah,
picked
Venom would be
Venom.
good.
But I'll still go with J-Storm because they're riding the wave right now. They're feeling it. Fnatic, they're tilting. They're done.
Yeah, but
All right.
they've picked themselves up by their bootstraps, and they've gone back to what works with a DJ, Earth Spirit. So I'll take Fnatic.
Take Fnatic. I
10
refuse to
seconds
let
remaining.
my soul die yet.
That's the
My-
spirit.
All right.
It's getting close.
5 seconds
I think there's only one real prediction that counts, though,
Yeah,
so
Kyle,
far.
Kyle,
It's all about Kyle.
Kyle, who-
Pick Fnatic. Please pick Fnatic.
Kyle, what do you think?
We should let Kyle go first.
Think of God's soul.
Fnatic's got to win this game.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Thank you.
DJ, I love DJ Earth Spirit. Him and Abed are going to crush mid. Ice is on a much simpler hero. He's not doing so well with anything that's complicated. It's got to cast some big ultimates. He can just run the March style, walk in.
So easy 2-0 VGJ Storm.
There's
Or
no way.
J-Storm.
There's no way.
Don't do it, man.
Kyle's ruined
Don't do
us.
it.
Sorry.
All right.
Think of the fans.
Thank you.
Toby, Kyle,
Gotcha.
you
Bulldog.
jinxed it, but enjoy anyway.
Yeah.
Why Fnatic? Explain it. You got some time now.
They can't possibly play that bad 2 games in a row. And in addition, I don't know actually.
Yeah. Does
They've
does
Ogre
the
Medusa.
draft actually give you the confidence? Like let's just say just say J Storm and Fnatic skill wise, they're both on the same level. Who wins draft wise?
Probably J-Storm, actually. Because there's no natural tower pressure on the side of Fnatic. They've got Ogre Medusa, the 4F Axe, which is like the hero he spammed to 9k a couple years back.
Yeah.
They have Rubik again. March is on his textbook Ogre.
Yeah.
His best hero.
Fnatic will have a lot of tower pressure though, like through the form of Arbet. Like you've still got him on that Arc Warden. You're gonna have that push power. So there's
He's not always been playing it though. He's just
he's
jungling.
Okay.
He's got to crush the lane. I like his build. He goes no boots, Necro into Midas.
Okay.
But, man, I didn't know what I was watching that last game. I'll be completely honest. There wasn't really a redeemable performance. DJ looked a bit lost, but I don't blame him because you had MP like saving up 4k gold to get a 3rd item Radiance. Ice probably would have done better not casting Black Hole. And Abed really just farmed. Like, he really just farmed that entire game. And I don't know if it was good or bad.
Yeah.
It should have worked. They got They got 4-man Echo.
Yeah. But even then, like as you said, like there were so many things they had to help play against what they were up against. All they had to do was just execute it, and they were winning the vision game. They were winning the map game. They were winning the farm game.
Yeah.
And then Abed came in to fight, and each and every time the ES position just seemed to be a lot better. So. Fresh start. I'm sure that's what the Fnatic guys are trying to do. They just try and think anew. We're going to begin this game and go, you know what? We're back on even ground. Let's get it to a 3rd. See if Fnatic can actually level this thing up. 3 bounty rooms for J-Storm. Actually, maybe 4 jabs. You're a little low. Multicasting out right now for a March just to hurt up MP as well. So it will be a 3-1 bounty rune split, but heavy damage onto jabs at the beginning.
The thing about the J-Storm lineup is just that it's easier to execute. And when we see in these majors, when the pressure's on, the easier lineups are often favored. And that's the thing that I feel like they've got going for them already in this series. They played better last game. They've got confidence. And Fnatic, it's a bit more complex to have some Arc Warden carry versus, Bryle Medusa. He plays this hero a lot.
No.
It's not that complicated. Get Bloodlusted, farm the map.
Hey, even I could play a Medusa.
Yeah.
Okay, let's not go that far. Rolling Boulder up on the top. That is not a good sign for DJ. It was literally forever standing still, and he rolling bouldered past him. So, small things to keep your eyes out for, but Ice is in that safe lane.
Yeah, 4F's doing a great job. He's going to go cut the wave. That's exactly what you want to be doing in this scenario. Whenever you're countered by the opposing core, cutting lane is super effective, and an Earth Spirit can't really harass you in the jungle.
Miller just tipped up DJ. That was 2 rolling boulders that missed by an absolute mile. Gotta be worried about that. Is this really the new meta though with Axe? It's like, you know, we'll just give you 2 stout shields and just go cut, just go cut and cut and cut.
Yeah, there's no reason not to, because you can also go and farm the jungle camps like he's going to do right now. It's just extra gold, extra farm, and again, you don't want to play into a Necro that can just skill Heartstopper and out-harass you easily.
So much damage that Jabs is taking on bottom lane. Yeah, March is kind of being a bit of a pain in the butt, but if Moo hits level 2, like, you're gonna have a leap, you're gonna have a reposition, and Jabs will finally die. Like, he's got 2 mangoes for regeneration. Now that he's completely out of brain saps.
Yeah, still the right decision though, just to equalize. As support, it's really just trading mana for harass. I mean, March is completely out of regen as well.
Oh, ice. You don't want to be involved in that. Cops 2 hits from Forev and a Fade Bolt, and if he stays closer while the spins are going from Forev, it's going to be even more problematic, and he's having to tank underneath his own tower. Maybe not so much of a problem for a Necro, but it will be if Axe and Rubik decide to dive this.
His Heartstopper makes it really annoying CSing under tower. He's missed a couple CS because of it. Only at 6 at the moment. Meanwhile, Forev, as you can see, continuing to accelerate. DJ going to look to go middle, but can't really pressure Medusa just yet. Not enough levels on Arc Warden.
Well, maybe. He's still going to give it a shot. Rolling ball to 4 and has the level 2. TP's already on the way from Rubik and DJ. He'll back off Millen. He'll get the pickup, however, onto Arbeb. Not a lot of mana to work with on both sides. Bryle does not have that level 2 Mystic Snake mana.
Yeah, Bryle unfortunately had his mana shield on for a bit too long, so didn't have enough mana for a Mystic Snake.
This will change the balance up a little bit of top. The fact that both of the supports have rotated into mid. Millen's going to say hi to DJ.
Yeah. Milan was trying to stack the Ancients.
We'll get around that one time.
No worries. Yeah, it's cool because that's how they want to play this game. J-Storm is got no problem with a slower pace. They're going to stack Ancients, Bloodlust their Dusa, and have him farm. And once again, the sidestep from Milan. And now the offensive tip.
Yeah, you can tip it the other way, but I think that's because DJ realizes he's dead. A kickback away, but there's telekinesis. DJ could even, well, he's got TP available. So if Milan wanted to, he can clip him, but it's, okay, arrow, dodged by Jabs, but the leap forward, Jabs still on the run. Meanwhile,
stick on Rubik.
Like, Milan's still having a little bit more fun with DJ as they're having their own little battles, the 1-on-1 versus the 2-on-1. So you can say goodbye to Jabs. One more attack will do it from Moo or from the hit of March. First blood dealt as DJ, they'll just cut the tree. This has just been like an absolute comedy show. He's trying to get back up again, the rolling boulder through. But it's Milan who'll get the kill over on DJ, and 2-0 going the way of J-Storm.
I'm so, like, both of those players had no business continuing to duel one another. It's like they're playing a pub, not the major elimination game for Fnatic.
This is in-house league, right? Like,
yeah.
This is just, I'm going to send you a message for the next LAN. Because this one obviously doesn't count. It's only a major. Like, the only thing that really counts right is TI, huh?
And look at Forev up top. 4 minutes in, he's almost level 6, has a Ring of Health. Equal in CS almost to all 3 of Fnatic's scores.
Yeah, he has been taking some of this out of the jungle, but you can look at the net worth, and that's 2.66k, 2.65k to the 1.7, 1.8 of Ice.
Arrow under the bay.
Oh, okay. Brain Sap, however, and Nightmare. He's going to do it on himself. Probably thought the attacks were coming directly after, but now Jabs low on life. Might try and finish the job. Moo does not have another leap available. Just tries to hide next to the sleeping camp. Archer's not wanting to give up just yet. But he'll have to.
Rune's going to spawn. Moo's going to...
Yeah, that's what this whole battle is all about. It's all about the bounty runes. And DJ can get both of the bounty runes up on top. He's going to rolling boulder over. So this is kind of nice. It's still a 2-2 split. As March got both of the ones on bottom. Jabs didn't want to leave the lane.
Yeah, you're cool with that. I think game is about as expected. Axe obviously super far ahead, but there's no way to deal with him on the side of Fnatic right now. And he's going to have a Vanguard. He will become a big problem, and he's just going to run at Abed the entire game.
You have to commit so much to actually kill off Forev.
Yeah.
Until Abed even has what do you even itemize to ensure you can deal with the Axe?
I mean, that goes back to the draft, right? You're first picking Tiny as Fnatic instead of Axe. This hero is top tier. You will never see Secret leave an Axe in the pool.
Yeah, you were explaining, I think, in our earlier day cast just how self-sufficient he is.
Yeah.
Like, Rubik disappears and he doesn't care. Now he's going to get the call over on Necro, trying to drag him. No, he's just trying to walk it off.
Well, it's like, oh, is this going to be enough? No.
Millen and DJ again.
How many heroes?
For the haste rune. For the haste rune. Miller knows he can just pick him up and throw him away and take the haste rune. So rolling boulder out.
There are no other heroes in Dota that can be the best 5 support and the one of, if not the best 3 as well. Like, no other hero can backlane this effectively. He's at 10 CS a minute already as an Axe. And he just killed the courier with a spin. What the hell?
Okay.
How do you do that, MP? What Ice?
Can we see that on replay after we watch Jabs die on bottom lane? Because Millen's rotated all the way down here. Moo will leap forward. DJ wants to help out, but the Feybolt's going to steal some damage to try and kick him away. So Tiny can create some space with the avalanche through, and they actually have the damage. As Milan to go down, March on the run, and little that Moo can do about this. So Fnatic, while their top lane may be an absolute disaster, the bottom lane seems to make things work.
Last game we saw Ice hand away Enigma ults on a silver platter. That wasn't even. that was hand delivered, airdropped.
He
He didn't even see the courier. He just got a kill on it.
Do we have a slow motion replay with the zoom in function that PGL has been playing around with at this competition?
What the hell's going on?
I can't even care about the kill. I just want to look at the courier again.
Level 8 Axe. Jesus, it's 7 minutes into the game, Toby.
Yeah.
I like
71 CS, 74 CS. Sure.
I like that Forev is just continuing to farm. He's not getting fancy, trying to like rotate mid just yet. Now that he has boots, he can.
They found DJ. Battle hunger on him, so movement speed increased. DJ can't run out. The Spark Wraith tried to do something about it. Our bed rotates over, but then you've got your call and the dunk. So, well, movement speed for Rev. He's just going to begin his TP, and Necro picked up and thrown away. The Reaper's Scythe would have cancelled the TP. God, his Rubik in game 1 was fantastic, and Milan is showing up in game 2 as well.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can do if you're an activated 4-position Rubik. This is the benefit of laning with an Axe. You've had just a free game.
Nightmare
Level
on
4
bottom.
got boots.
Looking towards March, Moo. Oh, the arrow, I think the creep just absorbed that one. But Tiny with the Starfall. MP's actually copying a lot of damage. He hasn't copped the second Starfall, however. That's why MP's got the life to stick around. March was kind of dead to rights anyway.
And this is good. Up top, Axe running at the Necro. Not going to be effective, I don't think.
No, it won't, but that's why you've got Milan pick him up, throw him back down again. You've still got the calls for the creep waves, so looking for some extra spin damage onto Ice. Then with Culling Blade being available, Ice has to be very careful.
Indeed. Forev's going to be a real problem. You already have issues killing Medusa. Up top, I think.
They're going again. Rotation up by March. He left the bottom lane after the death, and that's why they're chasing down Ice. TP's coming in from Arc Warden. So they're actually TPing in the clone, not the real one. So nothing lost. Okay, we've got it. We've got it.
Watch this.
We've got it. So, okay.
Look, what is it? If you look at where Ice is in the lane, there's no, the courier's not even coming. Ice is like up top left. He's in the top left corner of your screen.
Why did the courier take that pathing?
I have no idea.
They're trying to keep it hidden in the tree line.
Why did Fnatic stand as 4 people inside of a Roche pit against an Earthshaker?
I have no idea.
We need an interview after the game or something. I hope they win the series.
Yeah,
so we can ask them
where's Machine for our losers interview? Like, I'm sorry.
Whoa. It's not over yet. Anybody's game.
True. Thanks, Mr. Positive. Bottom lane, Avalanche did not start it off. They can follow through with a rolling boulder, but Moo's still got another leap available, and DJ stuck behind the tower, and with Forev TPing down, DJ knows he's going to have a hard time getting the hell out of here. Luckily, that nightmare lasts for a very long time. Arrow will be dodged by everybody. The call is available, and DJ pulled back into it, leap forward into the Starfall, and with the dunk, they'll have the extra movement speed to keep the chase going. Into Jams with Battle Hunger on him. They've got the Avalanche, a little bit of space, but still not enough. Move from inside the tree line. He's going to free up Forev.
Abed's here with the haste, though, and a clone ready.
That is true. Can he actually find the kills? The first Spark Race is going to be off. Moose beginning his TP out. Forev just goes for the call, thinking maybe he can get some level of damage, but he was totally abandoned by Moo.
I think Moo could have probably helped him a bit by just throwing out an arrow there, but yeah, he's like, Forev's fine. The key thing here, though, is that Bryle has 77 CS, Abed with only 50, so out to a big lead is this Medusa. Holy shit, he's level 11?
Yep.
He's 2 levels up on Axe. What?
He has not had to leave. He's just sat there the entire time. No kills, no assists. Was there a bigger stack that he took that we weren't looking at?
No.
He's just been sitting in mid lane the entire time.
This is a big problem for Fnatic. Necro Tiny are terrible cores against Medusa. You have static damage output. He's going to be super farmed. He has a Mask of Madness en route.
Remind me again who you predicted? Moo? Okay,
I said Fnatic
a
would
little
win.
bit of trouble. Here comes MP. Avalanche. Toss going to miss the rolling boulder exact timing, but the damage should still be enough to kill off Moo. They cop a lot themselves.
I just can't believe it. I mean, on paper, you look at the Fnatic lineup, they're just drowning in talent. Just dominated the SEA scene, and they're on this international stage, and they're just looking outclassed by J-Storm.
There was actually like it was the matchup we got to have. It was Fnatic versus Tigers. We wanted to see like who was the king of SEA, because Fnatic have had a lot of questions asked of them. Like there's a lot of questions asked of a lot of Southeast Asia, even with Mushi, the former member with Ice Ice Ice, but like he ended up leaving Mineski as well just the other day. It's SCA needs to. Well, I don't know what they really need. Like, Fnatic just needs to live up to their potential. That's it. And if there's a time to do it, it's now.
They're just certainly in some trouble. They have the Necro on Abed, but as you can see, he's just farming with it. He's not really looking to pressure towers. Has an Arcane Rune, so...
And if he takes too long, he's already taken too long, because Axe is about to finish up his Blink Dagger. Like, as Vanguard Tranquils, we're 12 minutes in, it'll be a 13, 14-minute Blink Dagger.
Yeah, like we haven't seen Medusa in a while, but again, this is Bryle's like signature hero. When he was spamming games in FPL when he first got noticed.
They're pushing mid. Yeah, like Abed actually showing that level of aggression, cloning up, keeping the Necros, forcing in, but it's the support that's on the side. DJ as well as MP, they put down both Ops and Sentry. They know they're not visible, and they're going to wrap through the back tree line. So Earth Spirit, this is going to be a moment. A secondary Observe Ward planted inside the lane. They see everything. Axe is beginning his own TP over. And now they look to try and contest. Axe TPing on top of the tier 1 tower, but a perfect wraparound is able to instantly execute the Rubik. Axe, he finds a nice target, jumping forward. Abed, TP, no stun to stop it, but Ice Ice Ice, he's a little too far away. They've already got the first Culling Blade, thanks to Ghost Shroud. Oh, okay, Battle Hunger and back up again. Still got the mana for a blink, call, control, and they can't run away. Stone Gaze and Axe Call, there is literally no way to dodge it.
Why? Fnatic, you had Blink on MP and 50 gold, and your Earth Spirit was 60 XP from level 6, and you take the fight then? You killed a Rubik, but so what? He buys back and...
Now, MP's going to go in. His blink is up, and there's still a lot of heroes hanging around to try and go for this mid. Maybe the damage is enough to kill off Bra, but maybe Bra just turns around, starts life stealing back up again. DJ, so low on life, MP can finally put one down. As the big one, he actually killed off Forev. But yeah, he'll die to Battle Hunger.
I love that build from Forev. He maxed that spell. He's so over-leveled now. You put that on Arc Warden, Earth Spirit, Necro, all these heroes. It's so much damage on that spell. 5-second cooldown, 40 damage per tick for 12 seconds unless you can kill a creep. That's 480. And he had that on 3 heroes at a point in that last engagement. And you're 3,000 ahead. A lot of that is on your Medusa. He's got Dragonlance on top of the Mask of Madness. And I'm sure March is going to be his best buddy for the next 20, 30 minutes or so, spamming that Bloodlust, which a Medusa just loves to play with. And here comes the smoke out, Forev with that blink ready, as you said.
That attack speed actually for Medusa is crazy. Like, your Bloodlust up, plus having the Mask of Madness.
Great talents, too. You get 20 damage, level 10, into attack speed, into the 700 mana, which represents more like near 2,000 health, because that's balanced.
Do you actually, like you're going to amp up the attack speed the whole way? So you actually go attack speed plus the Bloodlust?
I think so. Sometimes you see this Mana Steal, but most players get the attack speed, just because Medusa, obviously, you're just going to right-click, and it represents so much damage because of your split shot.
Well, so the middle tower taken down. Blink Call already out. Jabs, that's a simple combination, especially when he's underneath the Observer Ward.
Yep.
You can at least get the bounty to make up for it.
The bottom lane, Milan, no buyback, dead to sight, 72 seconds.
Yeah, that's a normal thing.
And the thing about it, I mean, Moo had to do some heavy lifting last game, but so far it's real peaceful. Just hang out, split push. Not the greatest net worth, but it doesn't matter. You can put a lot of faith into Bryle this game because
he was the sacrificial lane though, right? Because Fnatic moved there and like they turned it into an off lane trial lane against the Mirana. So he accepted the fact Axe and Medusa just have a good start, but there's still 2 out of 3 of your lanes you win.
He's doing a great job so far. I mean, this is Bryle's hero. Other than his Visage, I'd say Medusa is his most played. It's like Visage, Lina, Medusa, and Medusa not really so meta.
The call up on top. They found their target. Moo's going to leap in to be involved. And, well, one Culling Blade down. MP's out of mana. He's got a stick charge, so he's got a little bit more to work with. But with Moonlight Shadow, do they still see him with the dust? It's going to stay on him for a while. It's got another 1 second, and they kill him in that time.
It's nice, but look at where they found that kill. That's behind their tier 2, almost at the tier 3. You know what Medusa was doing that whole time? Hitting creeps. He's going to walk over, take a double Ancient stack pretty soon. Bryle is so farmed. Abed, of course, doing the same thing. He's got that double Midas going, Maelstrom next. It'll be interesting. I have not seen Arc Warden versus Dusa, so I don't really know how this matchup scales into the late game. But
that's what I was wondering. Like is Dusa is Abed gonna start burning off all the mana of the Dusa, or is that when you actually think about leveling up the Mystic Snake? And he actually did go for it. He went for the plus 20%. So he'll rely on the Ogre to give him that attack speed.
I don't mind it too, because the way a Dusa would win in this game, it's Dusa versus Arc Warden. It's so much easier to play the Dusa lineup because you're so much tankier. You have to commit a lot more to try and take out Bryle. Whereas at any point, if Abed gets taunted by 4ev with a Blade Mail active, Dusa forces in, pops the ultimate, you're just dead. So I think doubling down on this idea that you're going to just be so tanky, you're unkillable, rely on your Ogre to buff you up, I don't mind it.
You can say goodbye to Rubik on bottom lane. That was Blink Dagger in with the ES follow-up pretty quickly after. We're, of course, watching the farm. That's what we all like to watch. Medusa taking the triple stack of Ancients. So Ogre stacked it once again.
So I didn't realize the talent actually increases the mana steal by 2. Like, by literally, it doubles the mana steal. So if he hits a couple of heroes in a fight, he'll actually just jump to full mana. Oh, and he steals... It steals 40% of the target's mana. That's actually pretty insane against heroes like Tiny and Necro.
You actually wonder like how much you've got for the combination. Bane may even have a hard time if he gets hit by it, even getting his Fiend's Grip off. Like, that's where he gets his sustain from. Same with, as you said, like Tiny. Like, he's got nothing left.
Hey, he's just farming away. Dusa clears jungle camps better than pretty much any hero in Dota.
They found him up on top. They already start with the Battle Hunger. Arrow will be able to connect. And Jabs just cannot get out of there in time. And they're bringing support. Bryle's actually on his way to the top lane. They want to finish off this tier 2 tower. Like, what do you think J-Storm before? They've persisted. They've been persisting on this top lane for a very long time to bring down the tier 2.
Yep. I mean, it's just it's where Radiant ends up playing. It allows you to control the Roche area, and they have this great ward that was placed on that initial dive. So they know Necro's completely alone. What, Ice? Ice?
He hung around. TP support's coming in now, but it's all coming into the shrine, taking way too long. They'll get the Culling Blade, which means now you've already got the buff. MP can go for the toss, but Stonegaze, it turns on. Dusa is here. The Fnatic, what are you fighting into? DJ can at least magnetize it, but Jabs will already form. They're looking for more targets. Abed brings his clone as well as his real one. They have detection, do they? MP running back up again. They want the bigger kill. It's the Medusa, the arrow from Moo. Create some space. There's not enough mana for a TP out from Bryle. The spell shield was up for so long. March will get his TP out. Bryle won't be so lucky. DJ actually claims 707 gold for that kill. What? So who was the team that's really overcommitting for this?
Well, bear in mind, that was a 4-on-5 fight. The entire time, Milan is just farming bottom, looking to push mid afterwards. So he's getting a ton of gold and XP. Finally hits that level 10, 200 HP talent.
But if he was also there.
What in the hell was Ice doing, man?
Maybe he was baiting the fight. And like, hey, you still got
You
still got a kill on the Dusa. Like,
all right. You're right, Topes.
It's looking on the bright side of life right now.
I'm trying to find it, but so far, Ice 1, 2, and 2. Not had the greatest game. He'll be looking for that Radiance next. But bottom lane, he's in some trouble.
Yep, they're smoking up as well. They're coming down. The rest of Fnatic, if Ice can survive a little longer. Ghost Shroud, one charge up. Nope.
He's completely alone. They're once again smoking in his direction, but dude, you gotta wait.
The Observer Ward, they get the Avalanche toss already out. Marana, leap number 1, doesn't have a secondary one because Fiend's Grip from Jabs holds him in position. And Milan's in trouble. A pick up and throw back on MP, but 5 heroes are here on bottom lane to find that kill. And I say 5 because you got the clone.
Yep. And bear in mind, Abed has caught up to the Dusa. Yeah, Bryle can farm, but with this build that Abed goes, you're spamming Necrobook and Midas off cooldown. You farm incredibly quickly, and that Midas, the double Midas, like, there's no replacement for that steroid to your piggy bank.
Fnatic, so they can add pressure onto the bottom lane through the form of the Arc Warden. Bryle is still looking to farm up. He hasn't completed this Skadi, which he looked like he was really close to doing. But thanks to that death on top lane, his item timing has been delayed. He needs more space, more time, but Fnatic won't give him their jungle now. They've moved in on Radiant side.
They actually gave the Medusa the tome as well. They're just trying to get him level 20 ASAP. His survivability not quite where it needs to be at the moment, but
Do you actually go for like the 700 mana of a Stone Gaze duration after Axe has had such a great time at the beginning?
Always go 700
Always?
mana. Your mana shield is 2.5 damage absorbed per mana. Like, it's just too much health to ignore.
Moonlight Shadow, Ice is in trouble. They're just wrapping around the back. Sentry Ward does go down, but it's a little bit too late. Pick him up, throw him down into the Stone Gaze. Anyone wants to come forward, this will end up going down. MP will arrive, arrow flies forward, perfectly connects onto Ice. Stunned up for 5 seconds time. And now, well, the bubble, Abed cannot keep his captain alive. But the rest of the chase is on. Good kick, good silence. Turns on the Magnetize, so DJ can just rolling boulder a little bit further down. The damage, however, on Darax is problematic. He got hit by the Spirit Vessel. That's why it's taken so long to get back up in life. Those jabs was picked off at the same time. MP. I don't know exactly what he's waiting for. He'll now blink away.
So Ice, once again, getting caught out and dies. Abed can't really commit to fights once Necro goes down. He's relying on Ice to be more of a damage soak. His damage output is incredible, but
walked in to Milan.
What?
They'll pick him up, they'll throw him back down again, but Forev, he didn't get the call right, so DJ could just rolling boulder around, and Margie put the club up in the air, but couldn't get the fire
tree throw
blast
onto the
out,
courier.
and the tree toss. Nope. Close, but no cigar will reveal the fact there is an Observer Ward, though.
what a game so far. Still very even. You can see both cores, Abed and Bryle, are the keys to this game. Their damage output is incredibly high, but the rest of their team, they just got to find some method of controlling. But again, it's just so much easier for Bryle, right? He just walks into a team fight and auto attacks. Abed, he's got to be careful. Make sure he doesn't get taunted, because if he gets Forev on top of him with the Blade Mail, he might actually just kill himself, especially if you add in an arrow on top, Medusa's auto attacks. Bryle going for BKB next.
Are they really prioritizing so much farm onto Milan? Like they keep sending him to a lane where there's a little bit to get. Like he just finished up his Eul Scepter, but
I think
are
it's
they looking
fine.
for something specific onto him?
It's more that he's the one that will scale in a sense. He's also got an easier time shoving lanes. You don't want Forev doing it, and it's too inefficient for Bryle. You need him taking the easy farm, like as much as possible.
Well, Bryle just broke smoke in mid, and that's exactly what Fnatic has also
Can't
put
go
down. The Observer Wall got planted right in front of the Sentry, so that's not going to last too long.
He's got that talent, 2,000 mana. This Medusa is really like 6k HP right now. I don't think you can go for him if you're Fnatic.
Well, they're looking at it. They're really tossing up if they want to do it, but it's the support. Rubik, okay, Observe Ward plays Stone Gaze real early from Bryle, and MP. He'll get an avalanche onto the Rubik, but the call in from Forev. The arrow will connect as well. Jabs, he'll get a Fiend's Grip over onto the Axe, but the Eul Scepter from Rubik just instantly cancelling it off. And Bryle, remember, he's split shotting this entire time, gets through the Necro books that are there put down, but as DJ hits the back line, the Reaper side still can't get the kill over a Marshmallow. Everyone is magnetized. These box their ears, DJ, and J Storm are in real trouble. Full retreat. They keep up at least the Mirana as well as the Dusa, but Fnatic, they could take the fight.
Yeah, they just poor target selection from J Storm. They've got to be trying to save Forev's counter initiation for Abed, even if it's the clone. He's the one dealing the real damage output. Yeah, you take out MP's Tiny, but that's a 10 armor, 2,500 HP hero. And you can see weird initiation. The stone form is used, and then all of a sudden MP's initiating. You can see Forev goes for the Tiny. Yet you're going to take him out, but you're punished so hard. He survives for so long. And look at Abed. His clone's getting tons of spells and damage off, and his real hero is not even threatened. Once these spells go down, DJ with an incredible 4-man ultimate, double kick. Like, he actually wins this fight. And this is why DJ Earth Spirit is for sure his signature hero. And again, you don't even kill the MP Tiny until the very end of the fight. Abed, no pressure whatsoever. But really, I might have to take that back. It looks like DJ's the man you've got to take out.
DJ does look very good, but can he do the job now? Is he going to be an Afu, a Thief in the Night, as J Storm have gone into Roshan? Observer and Sentry place. March realizes he's going to go kill that Sentry. Well, they'll lose their vision. A little bit risky. That's why he was worried about it, but you know for a fact, Fnatic know for a fact that Roshan's being done. Another long arrow duration. Forev's tanking it. You've got the Necro books coming in. Do they have enough to fight this? Rosham still low, 1600. Tiny's ready with the Blink Dagger. He'll want to go for it. Stone Gate is out. Ice, Ice, Ice. The first man to run in. Rosham still not done just yet. Rolling Boulder comes through. Radiant will get it. Aegis Immortal gets into Bryle. So they've actually got it into the Deucer. Fnatic, they can't take the fight they want. Ice, Ice, Ice will die. The Arc Warden is trying to TP up with the call. Forev gets there in time. Jabs could put him into a nightmare, but the real nightmare is Abed's still current position. He can kill off March. The dunk in for Forev. He baits out once, then goes for the alley-oop. Fnatic, how many times will they have troubles? And no! The tree toss! It'll connect over on Moo. Blade Mail from Forev. He'll need a little bit of extra help, and that's what's coming in. I don't know if the tree grab is what Rubik was really searching for, but the Fey Bolt reducing the damage of MP, allowing Forev to stand his ground just that little bit longer, and then the Deucer, both fake and real, pincer in MP. Another hit, another dunk. The real jammer, Forev.
What? You can't walk into a roast pit against Medusa. Ice, Ice, Ice popped his Ghost Shroud, walked in, gets arrowed after a stun. The Jab's Bane literally walked in and died. He walked in, turned to stone.
I'm fairly certain you're going to get to see it again in just a bit.
Hercules can slay the Gorgon, all right? Jabs is just a pesky little Bane. You're a peasant. You're walking in.
Here it is.
Watch this.
Everybody together. Hold hands across America.
He doesn't get a spell off. He's just there. He's just like, moves like, oh, hey, look, guys.
The amount of arrows that also connected in this fight with it was so high. Like, they spend so much time stunned up. Just can't move. You're either a rock or you're trying to work out how you get an arrow out of your knee.
Look how low the entire side of J-Storm is. You don't even see the Mirana, who's like on a sliver of HP off to the side. There's no target selection. Somebody's got to pick a target, get a scythe off. You can't go for the Deuces, sure, but you had MP go for Mirana. He's unable to close him by himself. DJ goes for the supports. All you end up taking down is Ogre. I don't think March cares.
They're adding pressure now on bottom lane. Bra needs a little bit of extra cash so he can actually complete up what I think is now his MKB, MP. Well, this isn't the first time we've seen him waiting in the trees next to this bottom tower. Well, it probably won't be the last. He's looking towards the Medusa. She's very isolated and well worthy of a toss back. Meanwhile, the Necro Books are pushing the mid lanes. They're looking to add at least some side pressure.
I'm thinking about Arc Warden versus Deuce and how it's Arc Warden favor, but I forgot. Deuce just buys an MKB, folks. He just finished his.
The Necro Books are taking their tier 2 tower. Like, J-Storm are really committing to this bottom fight. Observer and Sentry is down, so Moonlight Show doesn't provide the protection. And J-Storm now, no, but still, they still get the blink call out onto Ice, Ice, Ice. The arrow flies forward. It actually misses the stationary target. Defensive Yules out, but the Stone Gate still keeps them clear. They need to be able to find the kill. Now the bubble will disappear. No, they'll add a secondary on Medusa. Got the BKB up, and the Stolen Fiend Script right on top of the Bane. Reaper Scythe will come down, but for Rev, he's just going to walk it off. He's still fine. Medusa is the one fighting. Yules into arrow. Perfect timing. Goodbye, MP. 3 heroes on the sideline. DJ gets out with his life. He did everything he could. The only trade-off they got was that mid-push. The tier 2 tower still ended up dying, but J-Storm just took the greatest fight they could have asked for.
That means you have no Necro Books for the team fight, Toby. So yeah, you get a tower, but Abed wasn't even in that engagement with the exception of his clone that got stone gazed and pretty much died. And once again, like, Ice, I don't think you can position this aggressively. Like, they know. He sees them, and he's still getting taunted. Look how far away his team is. The support's coming in from the backline. It's a nice sleep to save from the arrow combo, but then he uses himself. The stuns are coming back off cooldown now, and look at that. Now you're just going to be re-taunted. Bryle in a great position. Gets the BKB off just as the grip goes out. And hey, a Milan Rubik. Thanks, buddy. Once again.
How many times does we see a Rubik being picked up against a hero that cannot toggle an ability while they're using a channel spell? Like, when I say that, I'm talking about like a Witch Doctor who can toggle Restoration while he's doing his Death Ward. But Enigma, Bane, they're both so susceptible to a Rubik. And he was second pick Rubik too.
Yep. I don't actually think you can deal with Medusa anymore. He just picked up a double damage as well.
Double damage as an MKB, put the Mask of Madness into the backpack, and is working on finishing the Hurricane Pike.
I actually think, I would say halberds, but the evasion's worthless against an MKB Dusa. Do you get it anyway just for the disarm? I'm not sure, but you're having major issues. You know, who's got the Crimson Guard? No one's picking up a Crimson Guard on the side of Fnatic, and I don't know if anyone can if it's not Necro, and he's going for a Radiance.
They're trying to get initiation more than anything else, like a Blink Dagger's coming on DJ. They're looking at Shadow Blade for a Tiny, but they won't have the time, you're right, with a double damage on Medusa, Bloodluster up, you just send her forward. She's got Nagus the Immortal. Even if you kill her once, like, you gotta kill her again. They bubble up for Rev. He'll miss the call onto Ice Ice Ice, who was just sitting on the edge, so they'll make Ice 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 go Disco Disco, thanks to Mjolnir.
They did Yules off the DD, though.
But look at his mana dropping. Like, he's got a Reaper Scythe and a Death Pulse, and that's it. Like, okay, Aegis is gone. He actually didn't get the regeneration from it because he got hit.
It's fine, they glyph for the catapults, so they may be able to still finish this tower.
Just bounce it through with a Mystic Sake. I think they can finish it anyway just by sending Bryle forward. Like, what have they got to grab him? Like, DJ needs to blink and kick him back.
Yep.
That's the only way that's really going to work. Or blink Tiny. Like, they've actually got two great reposition abilities. But Storm are not going to oblige them. They are backing out. They are not giving a chance. Towers within deny range. It's up to you, Fnatic.
I don't know. Ice is still saving up for a Radiance. I don't know what that's going to do in this game. You're going to have multiple BKBs, soon to have one on Mirana, almost one on Axe as well. And Medusa has an MKB. So what does he care about Radiance burn?
Yeah, do you then find, like, burst damage instead? Like, I'm not saying, like, we go down Dagon route, but
no.
Like, you need something.
You need to control the Dusa and try to kill his team. But at this point, I don't know if either of those options are going to be possible.
Well, they're finally going to get rid of that Observer and Sentry that was on the bottom lane. Milan jumps up towards top, just throwing away the clone. Trying to keep his towers alive. They still have that tier 1 tower on top.
He'll have Blink finished up soon as well. Bottom, you've got a Shadowblade Tiny hunting the Mirana, but
you'll find more than the Mirana.
Once you find Bryle Medusa, it's time to turn around.
You actually see March picking the gem. It's in his quick buy. He's 100 gold-ish away from getting it. Probably a reaction to seeing that Shadowblade.
Nope. A real casual scoreline from Mu. I haven't really felt his impact, but he's been a part of 20 out of these 24 kills. It's very impressive.
They Moonlight Shadow. Looking for some kind of opening. And, well, MP, he's going to give it to him. Starts his TP, marches the neighborhood, lands the stun, so that'll cancel that out, and Bane was also in the neighborhood. There's the money for the Gem of True Sight, and 2 heroes down without buyback for Fnatic.
And Blink and bots. A lot of items picked up, and Roche up in 1 to 4 minutes. And he went for the split shot to use his modifiers. I figured that might be it. There's not enough stuff on the side of Fnatic for the extra targets to be effective, but this means his MKB split shots will also no longer miss. And if I'm not mistaken, you're going to have Scotty Slow, plus
you were not
Monkey
mistaken.
Bane. You can proc MKB hits as well. The damage output of Dusa just significantly increased.
Yeah. And she's going to finish up her item build with a butterfly, so that may replace the Mask of Madness. Even though the sustain is already pretty damn good for a Medusa. Like, how do they even directly attack in? Okay, you just got attack range on the Arc Warden, but he's going in for a Scythe next. He needs to...
I don't know if that's the choice even. I don't see how you burn through 2 Medusas. He'll have next Aegis almost uncontested.
They need some level of disable. So far, they're tiny and their Bane can't do anything. Bane's control gets instantly countered by the fact that Rubik's on the field. And the Reaper decides to finish a move at the moment. So you need something else, and he's the only one really finding the cash.
That's true. Roche gets a fast spawn 1 minute 30 from now. It's the issue with a tiny core, right? We see this hero fall off and often be pushed to the support role, and I again question the decision to first pick a tiny instead of an Axe 2 games in a row.
It's just what Fnatic wanted. And, she was mentioning it's the mental fortitude. Also, after taking that loss in game 1, like the panel can sit there and say, okay, yep, Fnatic's draft, it looks good. And again, Fnatic's draft, it looks good. But the draft isn't enough. They need to be able to execute what they've got at the right timing for it. That was probably more in game 1 for Rev. Jumps in, able to get the call over on the Necro. DJ tries to kick him away, gets him out of range of the arrow. It's a good Fiend Script, but once again, Fiend Script gets stolen, returned directly towards Jabs. You can turn on the Magnetize. Axe did go down very quickly, but yep, with Bryle arriving, Mu already there, Bane will buy back. The gem was dropped, but regathered up by Milan.
It's a really nice job by J-Storm there. They cut their losses. Bryle was not there at the initial engagement, but I love that they stay aggressive too. Yeah, the force stat prevents the arrow, you lose 4 EV, but at the same time, like, keep the aggression up. Don't let Fnatic regain any sort of momentum in this game, as they're trying to do right now with this smoke out, but Abed pops the smoke. J-Storm very aware, they know something's happening.
Yeah, with the Observer and Sentry that was up for Fnatic, like they saw what was going on. The Observer actually timed out, but DJ is more than on the hunt. Ogre's going to walk into it. That's all great Ogres do. And maybe Brawl can help out. Stone Gaze is available. Mystic Snake will bounce through them. So mana is taken away as Bane picked up, thrown down. The arrow connects perfectly. Now finally Braille is freed from his nightmare. And Arbed, well, he's only got the clone trying to keep Braille under control. But thanks to that Hurricane Pike, he'll get back up the hill onto the other side of the towers. Reaper Scythe can get completed.
Ice?
Looking for the fight as, yeah, Ice. Pretty much alone. Rolling Boulder. Get the hell out of there. DJ realizes he can't save his teammate, but he can't, well, can he? He'll Rolling Boulder again.
Dude,
Back up far enough away to begin the TP out, but it was meant to be J-Storm who was in a disadvantage as Roshan spawned up, but Roshan's alive and Fnatic have 2 players dead for a minute.
That's the mana steal. I questioned that talent choice, but Ice, partly out of position, partly all of a sudden just
Dry?
gone. Yeah, completely bone dry. He had nothing and realized, oh wait, I've just died, and he bought out a Radiance before that fight. So he's got no buyback.
So Bra can take Roshan.
Radiant's bottom tower
You're going to throw another Aegis into Medusa. She actually went off the butterfly and is
Yeah,
going
this is
directly
the right
into a
item.
Daedalus. It's going to be crit and just nail.
It is, when you get the split shot uses modifier talent, now your splits can crit.
Oh, yes. He was looking for the thievery. Bottom lane, they go once again. Everyone under the bubble, but also in range of Forev's BKB. And support.
Oh.
Millen, he'll get the grab. Arbed, slide the Hex over on the clone. Don't know if he really was not knew about that. So Forev, Battle Hunger's up. They need more support, but remember while this is going on, Medusa still gets the Aegis and the cheese. So back to life, plus an extra injection of life and mana for her shield. They just go up, right? They just go straight mid. Even with the Rubik dead.
I have a couple concerns with the way Abed's playing. One, he didn't buy a BKB in this game, so he doesn't really feel confident applying more pressure there, but also just playing so passive. He gets the kill with the clone, but you could have done some damage to Rax there, maybe helped your Tiny secure that gem. You know that J-Storm is in the pit.
Can he actually get a BKB on the Arc Warden? Because in this game, it feels like he has to be the glass cannon. It's the only way they get through the Deucer, and a BKB. He queued up Daedalus. Now he's queued up Bloodthorn. He's just going to go directly into damage and some level of silence, some level of pop.
Well, I don't know, they don't have issues with control, but we have that sight. It just doesn't feel like Fnatic is in sync at the moment. Their item decisions don't really make much sense. Everyone's itemizing for their individual game. There's no teamfight items, no Crimson, no Shivas, no AC, no Vlads, no Mech, no nothing.
Daedalus is now fully done on the Deucer. She won't have it for the first part of the fight, but once she can switch out the Aegis, aka with death, they will be ready to fight. MP, whoo! He's trying to push the lane. Marches under the cover of an Invis rune. That's why he could get so close, and they knew so much. Sentry Warn, he'll throw down the Ops on the hill and the Sentry. It's a little bit out of range of the Ops. Yeah, it will be. But it won't matter. Like, this is just what J-Storm want, right? Now you push mid. This is when you look to end the game. And ISIS looks to split push pressure to force somebody to come back and just delay J-Storm.
This is how you've got to play the game if you're Fnatic. You can take slower fights and count on Abed's constant clone spam to be able to split lanes and make things happen. You've got Aegis for 3 more minutes on J-Storm. You want to just get your Medusa into base with 30 seconds or so edge on those waves.
Yep.
And
you just need heroes down with that buyback. Like, ISIS is still... Like, if Fnatic gets initiation, they get the Reaper Scythe down, it's J-Storm who have to be reeling in recovery and give more space for Arc Warden.
I really like how they're playing this. They have both Axe. Bryle's pushing bottom with bots ready. Forev just behind him, not showing, also with bots, as their 3 allies stand on a high ground, completely protected by this trio of wards inside the Fnatic jungle, and they're doing exactly what they need to. They're going 1 more wave bottom, all the waves are going to be pushed, and now you can look to siege. That's how you have to play against an Arc Warden's constant rat threat.
Arbeck can also just send a clone towards the top. It's going to push in the top lane and take the tier 1. It's the only one they can push and get J-Storm to look behind themselves.
I'd love to see Bryle just like pick up a Moon Shard. He has a Daedalus in base already.
This confidence from TJ. They're all coming out too. Like, they don't actually find the obs that I thought they were looking for. But they get the bounties. Goodbye, clone.
You're doing a nice job. Then look, this is exactly, Bryle's like, all right, I'm finally here. Swap my boots into backpack. I've got a Daedalus, and it's time for the assault.
Please come at me, but not me. Come at someone like this. MP, oh, he tried the toss. He didn't have a good chance for it. Now the call in from Axe. They'll bubble him up, but that's why the BKBs and the Stone Jake Ace. But DJ's in real trouble. You'll say goodbye to the ES. Defensive you'll send from Ice who's smack bang in the middle. The fight once again and call. Nightmare from Jabs creates a little bit more space. So now Necro push back up, but Culling bladed down. The buffs will arrive. And Abed, he needs to get this damage out. He needs to make J-Storm fall back. And he's getting a lot in towards him. But then again, the Nightmare actually protecting Forev. He couldn't get it, but the Fiend's Grip is on the Deucer. Jabs wants this kill. There's no way he can see Mortal. There's cheese from Brow. He needs to be freed. Now he can consume it and put the boost back in to get movement speed to get the hell out of here and run back up the hill. But Nightmare stolen again by Milan, but it's a good avalanche. And the toss follow. Forev goes in deep, tries to create space, but Ice has himself a double kill. And it is Fnatic. Moving forward, moves on the jump away, but it's Abed triple kill. They could never reach the Arc Warden. And J-Storm have been defended.
They use a bunch of buybacks to do so, Toby, but at the same time, they get a huge teamfight win, only losing DJ and Ice.
Yeah, DJ and Ice were the only ones that bought back. It wasn't your big one. It wasn't your Arc Warden. They'll lose the tier 3 tower in the mid lane. So this opens up shrines, this opens up the racks in the mid.
Because see, part of the issue, Abed has not really been able to get into fights. He wasn't there for the first 20 seconds or so of this engagement. This whole time, Abed is just sitting in the back, letting his clone do the work. But when he's finally able to commit, you can see the damage output an Arc Warden can just do. Even, I mean, Brawl gets these kills, but they blow their BKBs. They blow the Medusa ultimate. There's still no Abed this entire engagement. And when he finally gets involved, all of a sudden, the J-Storm heroes start to just die. Like, look at Forev. He feels good, but then he catches a Hex, a couple crits. He's dead in the duration of the Hex almost.
A J-Storm really not going to buy back on this. They're fortifying up. Ogre will now come back to life again. It's just so close. They're going to let the bottom racks go. Mid lane is already under attack. Fnatic, just how much are they getting out of this? J-Storm are looking for the win condition, which requires them to have all the money they've got. But now, the double bubbles. Abed does so much damage. The Moonlight Shadow's been triggered. But Fnatic, they've left. Now they look a little bit more in sync to pull out. But calls must be coming aggressively. It's like, just get the hell out of here. Abed's clone will die.
It just comes down to killing Abed. He's going to finish an MKB pretty soon once he has money for buyback in addition. Next Roche can be up in 2 to 5 minutes. That's probably going to be what these teams look to play around. A refresher shard for both sides is quite nice. Not as big as the last game, but... Got a plate mail on the Ice Necro. If you're J-Storm, you just got to take out heroes without buyback and then look to go aggressive. But as you said, if you don't get on top of Abed, that damage output is unbelievably high.
Interesting to actually see Ice change his build, because he has the plate mail and he had a Lotus Orb queued up, but it's not on the courier, and now he's looking to build into a heart. So he gets his armor, but now he's like halfway between items too and doesn't have an item slot for it.
Yep, I think Shiva's would be just fine. I actually wouldn't mind if Ice just buys an AC, because he's frontlining anyway. It's not even about dealing damage to the Medusa as much as it's just trying to reduce her output. And with no Crimson and no armor items, if Bryle's just able to stand still and auto-attack, your entire team is constantly really unable to commit, especially heroes like Bane, like DJ's Earth Spirit. They're playing with 10 and 15 armor respectively. You die in 4 to 5 seconds.
Vision's trying to finally come up here for J-Storm. They put observers and sentries on either side of the shrine. But it also shows you their mindset. They can watch the jungle of Fnatic. They can ensure they kill off the shrine without losing their lives. But Medusa is just hiding back at base. Any kind of push that comes, she needs to deal with. Bought BTs. It is the level 2 boots of travel as well, so it can jump instantly onto a hero on the front lines.
Yep, and DJ frantically trying to farm. He's level 20 now, has that 150 GPM talent. Check that item that's next. Aghanim Scepter. Can turn a hero to stone and kick them incredibly far distances. Could change the game, being used either A, as a defensive tool to save Abed, or B, maybe you turn the Medusa herself to stone, smack her into your well. You never know.
With how Milan was able to steal the magnetic field. Don't think that's exactly, that's pretty well on the spark rates more. But he got it from the Arc Warden clone, which was chasing him for death. So right now for buybacks, there's only 2 heroes who have it on cooldown, and that's for another 3 minutes, and that's Ice, as well as DJ. So they will have to be a little bit more careful, but also kind of makes it so, like, hey, you're going to buy the Aghanim Scepter on the ES, because what's the point of saving money? Either that or this fight continues to be delayed. Roshan will respawn, but it's It's a longer Roshan spawn timer. It's almost a full 3 minutes.
It's really nice for Fnatic. It means their buyback cooldowns will be up for that Roche spawn.
Where's the extra vision as well from J-Storm? Because they put the 2 observer wards around the shrine area, they haven't been found out at all. But they don't have extra, like, closer information around Roshan, while Fnatic have the observer ward almost smack bang in mid lane. So they get a little bit of extra information about the wraparound. And they managed to get rid of one of the observer wards.
This game still go either way. Here comes
Aghanim's
the
is up.
TP.
Moonlight Shadow. Spark Rays already been pulled up. The BTs from Bryle used to get on top of Forev, who didn't get the jump, but I'm also seeing an Arcane Rune there. Spark Rays,
so
Bryle's
huge.
just tanking it all. He will actually grab that Arcane Rune. Sentry's down. Arrow flies up as well. They'll see at least the first one, and the taunt. The call is perfect from Forev. Caught out the Bane and the pickup follower. If they can bring down the ES, he'll have nothing left. There's also the telekinesis. They all got AoE stunned up. They couldn't get out. Fnatic are on the run. Thanks to Culling Blade, the movement speed's there from J-Storm to move further forward. Ice. They come to the side that doesn't get any kind of kill. The Fiend Script can't even do it from Arbed. They're able to find even more. Fnatic, 4 heroes dead. Only one of them has buyback. At least MP can blink, dodge, and get himself further away. But man, Fnatic have problems.
They have no buyback on any of those dead heroes, Toby. 5 on 2. The Roche isn't up, folks. You just go push. 1 minute on respawn. J-Storm, just get to the base. What are we doing here? Somebody protect that creep wave. Nice job there by MP. Acting fast. Delaying this push by another 30 seconds. That could be critical, especially if J-Storm looks to go for Throne.
If Arbed can make him fall back. Either that, yeah, does J-Storm just say, like, balls to the walls, boys, let's just go straight down?
I don't know.
That's problematic against MP, who's in there as well. Remember, Tiny does a hell of a lot of damage to buildings.
And look at this. He's going to potentially... Abed found the gem. There's still a Radiant gem in the
got Axe
bottom
to
of
come
those
back.
woods.
They got Axe to come back. They're not retreating. They need to at least get some level of counter-racks in here from J-Storm.
It popped. Running out of time here. 20 seconds on DJ. Has that Axe finished.
Toss
back.
Actually throw in. Medusa, will it be enough?
He has no buyback.
Back underneath the tier 4 towers. Now roll forward with the tree toss. BKB will come out from both. Bryle, Hurricane Pike, get the hell back down again, and BT back to base. Ogre, he's the sacrifice. Just get him away. March can take it for the team.
Really well done by MP there. Cutting the wave to delay that push. And you can see it creates indecision. Moo was talking about in the interview yesterday about how they can get really hectic in these late game situations and a bit of wishy-washiness there. Not really committing too hard and making their movement based out of more fear than a real game plan. They've also still, like, there is still a gem in the bottom of the Radiant jungle. I don't believe they have one on any player at the moment.
They may not care about that. March, he doesn't want to die again. He's underneath Observer and Sentry, the Spark Rays, they're clipping him in. But as J-Storm will wrapping around the edge of the pit, they want to find that angle through the side. Ice is so scared he's ghost shrouding as he's looking to pick up the illusion room, but it can give him great information. That's why they're going for it.
Bear in mind, no buyback on Dusa, no buyback on the Arc Warden. Their cooldowns are about equal, and if one of those heroes gets picked off, that is the game.
Bed's clone beating into the tier 4 tower with the creep wave there. I think J-Storm have another option. They have to back up. How long will this fight take? It's just an illusion of a Necro there that they're expending abilities on.
It's the Arc Warden late game factor. You're always able to output pressure for free. Bryle feels afraid because, yeah, you can go push bottom, but what if Fnatic made a move knowing you have no buyback, smoking behind that clone potentially?
And that clone can even find solo kills on support, so you're always sending the cores. Can't just throw away, and even then, like, I think the supports of J-Storm are probably the more critical ones. Like, Ogre needs to tank every ability, and the Ruby needs to steal every ability.
And Abed sold off his Midas, finishes a Manta, and buys a Moon Shard. He knows he has no buyback, so he all-ins. This is peak Arc Warden. He's going to be able to output incredible amounts of pressure throughout all these lanes, pretty much taking care of 2 at a time without even having to leave the safety of his teammates.
DJ.
The stone back.
Yeah, that Ogre is stoned
Asleep
as
under
hell.
the Axe too.
And they'll get the Hex to follow up. So
They can grip the
goodbye,
Axe.
105 seconds down, but while the Axe is being scripted up, they get even more. J-Storm are in real troubles, repositioning the Axe by tossing it back. Buyback is already coming in. They know they need to contest Roshan, and that's what Fnatic has gone into. They're looking for the kill, the pickup, the Stone Gaze. Can they find the kill? Ice Slice with trouble. The arrow, it connects over on Bane, and they actually get him with the taunt. Both supports are down for Fnatic, and Ice is on the wrong side of the tracks. They chase him down. 3 heroes there for Fnatic. They were the ones in power, in position. They had everything. And now they have to buy back to try and stop Roshan from being done.
What an incredible... This game is completely mirrored. Both 5 supports are dead. Almost everybody's out of buybacks. And now you've got all this posturing around Roshan, and both cores are in so much trouble. Here's the Arc Ward in play. Clone to the base. He's going to be able to take 1 tier 4. Glyph pops first.
Oh, come on.
It's so scary. J-Storm, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. You need your Dusa to be defending. But as you can see, when he's not at the fight, Fnatic will look to push.
And they even hex him up. They could just take the melee racks while this is going on, so there's going to be even more pressure. They have to keep coming back to defend, but Fnatic have to be careful also running down the mid lane. They cannot afford to get caught and killed. And that's the gank they're trying to set up. Act is waiting to initiate and have that Mirana arrow follow directly behind.
Look at DJ. He's setting up to try and turn Medusa to stone and kick him to his team. They're behind. There is no vision on the Radiant side.
My God.
This is a crazy play. You'd expect them to play around Roshan. The clone's going to go top. I don't believe they're going to commit. That was so close, though. If he had looked to go one more wave on Bryler, just hesitated a moment, it might have been GG right there. Buyback for both cores will be up in 3 minutes. Until then, it's a game of chicken.
And it is. But who's gonna bite first? Like Fnatic, like are they really even pressure? Like they can just sit and just allow the side lanes to continuously pressure out. Meanwhile, everyone's gonna continuously level up as well.
Yep. It's all about which team has the easier game to play. Right now, you'd have to favor Fnatic because sure, the Deuce of Stone Gaze makes it tough to fight into, but it's so easy for Fnatic to pick their fights.
We've got the damage. It's in the Dusa. The Rapier has arrived. The question is, can she actually... Well, I think she can live through the fights anyway. Like, she hasn't really been that problem, but can Fnatic actually negate the damage? Do you sit in the bubbles? Do you just hide it out? Or do you just go for this the second you see it? And Medusa will show it. So here comes the clone, pushing into the mid, and they don't want to... They have to reveal the Rapier. But now they see it. Look how much damage the Dusa takes. She can't even defend against a clone. She needs her team. She needs her Axe to call. They need... Oh! The Axe gets a double call. They found the bait, but then the save. They actually stone him and push him back out again, but Ice, well, it's par for the course. He's surrounded by the entire J-Storm team. They're waiting for it. The Your Scepter is delaying it. Now Fnatic, they come back in again, and with the kick, with the hit, they actually get the entire stun back out again. J-Storm, they've all gone down. The Rapier is lost, and that could actually just be the game right there. Have Fnatic finally done it? Yeah, Arbed's clones pushing in the lane. The buyback's there from Mirana before Heroes dead. Without buyback for 90 seconds. GG, well played. It is Fnatic who take game 2 and give us a decider in what has been one nail-biting series so far.
Unbelievable. There's like too much to break down. We need to make a podcast about it. But I would say, you know, we talk about this a lot. There's a reason these teams are in the losers bracket. J-Storm outperforming expectations. But when Arc Warden buys back and 3 heroes are dead, and you hesitate for 60 seconds, you don't get any objectives whatsoever. I mean, you blew Medusa buyback and did nothing with it, and now you're on at a point where you feel like you have to all in. They get punished.
They're just helping you break the curse.
Thank
They're
God.
helping
Somebody
you break
had
the curse. Fnatic are able to take it. It's still... Like, this series are going to burn them. They're going to love the fact that, well, actually, they're going to play tomorrow, the winner of this. So, the stamina shall be tested. The mental fortitude shall be tested. And our panel will test you as well.
Yeah, I don't know what is more unbelievable to me. The fact that Kyle had a prediction right or that Fnatic managed to pull out a win here, because this did not look good for a large portion of this game 2 of the series. Here to discuss that second game, we got Bulldog, Trent, and Gods. And you know, we kind of thought that Fnatic was going to be the favorite going into it, but even though they won, they still didn't really look it, especially in game 1. They came back a little bit, but this was a crazy game, Gods.
2 back-to-back crazy games. The blood pressure is probably high between these teams.
Yes.
Ah, man, this guy's tweeting like the game's over.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was with how Fnatic's been playing. It was not a pretty game.
That's true.
by any means, but there were some players who stepped up, which is what Fnatic didn't have in Game 1 and they needed.
Faith in the DJ Earth Spirit will keep you strong.
Yep, his Earth
My
Spirit.
God.
Yeah.
Abed on Arc Warden was solid. You know, they had players just playing good Dota. And then they had some players who was still kind of struggling a bit.
Yeah, there was, you know, like Necro, I felt played a little bit poorly this game.
Yep.
Is this the moment where he just walks in and dies? Is it? Because they're going in here and, yeah, I think he just runs to the left there and he's just going to run and die.
It's a hard game. You know, I mean, I felt like he did his job better in this match, though, honestly, compared to the last match, because at least he was a body.
Yeah,
They could rally around.
Deep daddy, I'm just running here, boys. Oops, I died. I have no mana. Whoops.
Whoops, took the long way around.
I like it. You got the full Bulldog stream experience here in person.
Man, I'd say Forev and Milan, though, and Brile, too. I mean, there were definitely great plays and players coming up from the side of J-Storm that game, there's no doubt, but unable to close. And I don't know, that Medusa just, even though they had such a big lead, and obviously I understand how it can work, you saw how, but in the late game, there is still this issue, much like Terrorblade, where the Arc Warden bubble is pretty brutal against Medusa and TB. That's partially why when all these heroes are dead and Arc Warden buys back, they don't feel confident pushing enough because they have to commit so deep, and they were worried about retaliation.
And there's two heroes, Earthspirit and Tiny, who if you're running forward to get inside the bubble, like to position yourself like so you can hit the racks, for example, the bubble's normally behind the racks, you're going to get tossed back into tier 4.
You're
going to
heading
get
to the
kicked
fountain.
into the fountain. Yeah. You can't actually go into the bubble and go out of position as a Medusa against those heroes.
So what's the way around?
It would be something called balance, because usually when you miss a lot, you get MKB, because you counter it. But for some reason, Icefrog decided that doesn't work against building. So maybe next patch, he'll fix that.
No, do you think Arc Warden does not need any nerfs? That hero is hard to pull off.
I mean, I think they had this game, like, in one sense of their draft. I think they executed what they had to. They just, right until the very end, you know what I mean? It felt like they should have won this game for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but still there was just a lot of big plays from both sides of the team.
Yeah, God, that last fight was so wild, and DJ's hitting like 4 people with stones and silences, and suddenly it's just over. An explosive fashion. That chipping away at the bottom lane by Abed must have been so frustrating for J-Storm.
Yeah, there's not a lot you can do against that.
Just didn't feel like Medusa was the hero. Like it could have worked. We definitely saw them ahead, and it felt like they should have won. But like when it came out, it was kind of this like head scratch moment. Like, is this really the pick against Arc Warden? Is this really the 10th pick hero to win you this game? And it could have been.
In the end, it didn't. I'm happy we get a third game though.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe we'll get both teams playing to their potential.
Gonna let that one sink in for a little bit. Yeah, this is a very interesting series. I mean, coming into this, Fnatic had the upper hand. I think with both games being behind us, both teams have even chances here. Wouldn't you say?
Game 3, yeah, it feels like anyone's game
Yeah.
at this point. Both teams are going to be a bit rattled having played those 2 games. Fnatic look overall a lot shakier, whereas J-Storm's played better. But I think if you're J-Storm, you're feeling nervous because you didn't get the 2-0, and you're like, man, we had a lead, we didn't win it.
Kind of backfires the other way.
And coming in, they probably know they were slight underdogs. They believe they can win, obviously. Every team here is not going into series thinking they're going to lose, but on paper, they're the underdogs. They knew that. So losing a game like that when you're ahead and you could have gotten a 2-0 can give you a hit to like your mental state.
Yeah.
Luckily, they have balance for their mental state. Jimmy Demon Ho here helping out the squad, you know, going to keep J-Storm even keeled.
Believe in the coach. And
That's
of
right.
course,
Coach
Dubu, the
Jimmy.
coach for Fnatic as well. Doing
I
the
don't
same
think he's
thing.
here for them. Is he in there drafting? I didn't see him in there.
I didn't see him, but then when we went into the tournament, I didn't see him listed. But then now I do see him listed on all the websites. So I am not sure. We're going to find that one out for you. And you know what? This is the perfect time to find that out, because we are going to a break. When we get back, we have Game 3.